nervous.
I'm nervous. Hello! Huh?
Nothing's on.
The screen thingy.
The screen thingy. What screen thingy?
The slideshow.
Oh, you want me to turn it on now?
Oh, I don't know.
Let's go wait until everyone introduces their character. See, now you get the intro of us arguing. Anywho, welcome to my game. This is the first session of Gods Among Us. First session that I'm DMing after our good, 2-3 year run of Ken DMing. And so we're taking a break for Ken. And we're giving me a chance. So hopefully I don't kill everyone off real soon.
Yeah.
Let's go around. Let's introduce players first, and we'll introduce characters
Later.
as we introduce everyone into the setting. So let's just go around the table and introduce everyone.
We're missing two.
Yeah, oh, that's another thing too.
Two
We're
players.
missing 2 players. One's sick and one's sick of work.
We did not get rid of Mike.
Yeah, Mike's not gotten rid of just because he dies once in a game. We're not like, get out of here. So he is actually just, he's stuck at work. And so he won't be joining us this time. And then we have a new player who's also going to be joining us next week.
Yay!
So he's just really sick. He's been sick for the past week and just, he can't beat it. So we're going to be introducing both those characters next time. But let's go around the table. We'll start with you, AT.
Hi, I'm AT. And I like to play D&D.
Hi, I'm Ken. I used to DM this crap.
Gemma. Playing, obviously.
And Sarah, excited for a new character.
Okay. So I'm going to introduce kind of a general synopsis about it since we're not playing a normal game that's like set in a preordained setting. So like either like Forgotten Realms or Greyhawk, Aberon, any of those. This is a homebrew. So as we go, I'm going to have to be kind of like explaining things about the world. I have built a website just to have like a bunch of the general stuff, and I'm adding stuff as I go just because it'll make it a lot easier for if anyone ever watches our stream. And when they do start watching it, they're not super confused when they're like, wait, why is this way? So we'll be plugging that website. I'll make sure to add it in probably in the next Twitch chat, and then as these guys go up on YouTube, we'll also have that website tagged into it so that people can visit it and stuff and see about what crap we're even talking about. So, big thing about this setting, this is actually a setting that takes 200 years after a apocalypse of a bunch of lycanthropes. And so different races had to try to defend themselves from this apocalypse because it was spreading around the world and was ending it as we know it. But we're living in a greater time, a better time, a time where things are starting to look, good. And we're going to be taking up place in a large metropolis of a city in the middle of a festival. The city is called Etianos. It's a 3-tiered walled city, with the first outer tier being the living quarters for the majority of the cast, the middle quarter being the majority of merchant quarter, where wealthy merchants live, and the higher caste having a large castle and the counts. No, the dukes, the 18 dukes that counsel with the queen. And so that's actually where we're going to be taking place. So as I'm going to be describing the scenery, I'm going to go around and introduce everyone to them, and then that's when they can introduce their character. So you guys are actually, as you guys are walking through the streets, you guys are seeing men, women, children going around celebrating. There's a lot of bread baskets being handed out at bakeries. A lot of the bread is, for a bit of a macabre sense, is shaped as wolf paws for what has happened. This is a celebration of the end of the apocalypse of the moon and everyone's celebration of how they persevered. There is wolfbane biscuits that are out. Though wolfbane is a poison, it is a slight poison with it in it, and it kind of gives a bit of a dulling effect, as something similar to alcohol. We also have children running around through the streets. They have little wooden sticks that are painted silver at the end, and they're going around kind of being mischievous, yelling werewolf, werewolf and stuff, and like kind of poking each other with sticks or poking even some adults with sticks, and anytime when someone overreacts and gets angry, they yell werewolf and run away with like screaming with their heads off and everything. As actually, I'm going to start with Gemma. So your character is kind of coming out of her inn because this is early morning and everything. You're coming out of your inn, and would you mind describing yourself as you're kind of coming out of the inn and everything?
Super tall, about 7 foot. Like really like strong looking, like well built. She does have some armor underneath her clothes. She has a huge like trench coat and like stereotypical like Van Helsing-y hat. She has tusks that go up and then some that kind of come down. Slightly pointed ears with piercings. She has kind of a darky blue hair color that's short with slightly longer pieces here. And then she kind of has like a medium blue skin with like yellow eyes. And, yeah, there's no tail.
No tail?
No
Okay.
tail.
As you walk into the streets, you hear people yelling and stuff about, honoring the festival, handing out bread. That's the big thing about it. That's the big, seems to be what's being handed out.
Okay. I forgot. She also likes to have, she has like this bandana or whatever that like she pulls up over her face.
To hide her tusks?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then shaved horns.
Shaved horns. Okay. But yeah, as you said, you're coming up, and there's a group of kids you see with your passive. They're kind of like trying to like sneak up on you and stuff. One of them comes up and just really gets you with this stick. It's not sharp. It's
just a jab?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's definitely like the equivalent of like a blunted arrow is what it is. And so they poke you with it. Just...
I think she would just kind of push the kid away
Okay,
and just
and
ignore
And he's
it.
just gonna be like, ah, and they're gonna all of them just kind of like run away, and then you hear all of a sudden, ah, like just from like around the corner, and they're like, werewolf, werewolf, ah! And you see like this big burly like someone who works a lot, maybe a cobbler or something, in his arm, just kind of like shaking his arm at these kids as they're just running around causing a muck. What are you looking for?
I think I would kind of just be looking for, like, definitely kind of out, if he said he's kind of big and burly and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely be keeping him, like, on my, like, watch.
On your radar?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, like, anyone who really stands out or anyone who just kind of looks shady
Okay.
and, like, they don't belong.
Okay.
So.
Roll me a perception check then. Right? We're actually rolling dice. The first die of the campaign. I hope it's a 1.
It's not
bad.
It's not bad?
That is a 19.
You did hit like your pile of dice in the process.
Yeah.
While you're kind of like, I imagine, are you just kind of like skulking about, keeping to, because there's definitely this big heavy thoroughfare of people walking and stuff, and there's people yelling, selling bread. Just kind of like a copper, a loaf, essentially, is these weird, oddly shaped like wolf paw breads. It's like a best way to explain it is like kind of like monkey bread, where like you can tear off the different paw parts and then you have the main paw part. But they said that's being given out and sold. There's big effigies of like werewolves that are kind of like put like every big crossings of these big werewolves with like just these sticks that are inside them.
I'll definitely be going through the crowds and everything.
Okay.
And then anyone who looks uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable?
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
What?
like I said, and like shady.
Shady?
Yeah.
Well-
Uncomfortable and shady. Like they're up to no good.
Well, walking around, you actually see this big, tall, dark-scaled individual, and I would actually like Ken to introduce his character at this point.
Right. So I'm not quite as imposing as the person you've just been introduced to. I'm slightly less than 6 feet or 7 feet tall, but I'm still a rather large silver dragonborn. Very well muscled. You can tell he's wearing armor that kind of makes his outer clothing misshapen above it, and he's got his silver is dark and mottled, almost like it's a little tarnished.
Okay.
And the horns and the fin that go down the back of his head and down his back are black with silver highlights. And he's got big blue shiny eyes. And he's wearing big, lots of dark clothing, and he's kind of walking around. I imagine he's kind of popular on this day.
Oh, you're definitely getting. There's a
You can't
good
hide
like.
your face.
Yeah, you have a good like I would say 10-foot berth of adults, but there are kids that always like come up to you and they do the we're gonna. Maybe not this guy. Like you're getting that a lot. Like there's always that one kid who's going to be a little bit more daring and go, oh, I'm closer to him, kind of thing.
But some people might actually think I'm in costume because I'm silver on a day where silver is kind of one of the big things of being celebrated. So I imagine I'm fairly popular
Yes.
that
And you're not the super shiny silver. You're like the.
The darker model, almost like you said, tarnished.
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
And and I'm probably wandering around looking for a place that might be, because I guess you could say probably down on my luck a little bit.
Okay.
So I look armed. I look kind of like I know what I'm doing.
Mainly why people are giving you a berth and why there's a lot of adventurous kids that are like, oh, I'm gonna poke him and be the toughest kid in the block.
But I'm probably more uncomfortable and more scared. Not really scared of the kids, but just uncomfortable being like, all these people are looking at me. I hate whenever I go somewhere new and everybody's always looking at me.
Yeah. No, you definitely stand out from a crowd. So this will actually be a bit of an exposition point. Dragonborns in my setting are a little different. It's actually a gift that is bestowed onto a mortal, a lot like 3rd edition, and how Dragonborn is more of a gift that is given to you by a dragon, and not a race. The way they do come about naturally is if 2 Dragonborn do couple up and procreate. That's how you get the actual Dragonborn race. But it's not like your stereotypical Faerunian lore where they've come in from a different plane or come in as servitors of dragons. So just a little sidey note. But yes, no, you were definitely given a white berth. And
But
so like
I'm probably looking for a place where I think I might be able to find work as either a swordsman of some sort or bodyguard or something like that.
how long have you been in town, first off?
I imagine because I'm a bit of a wanderer, I probably came into town like the day before the festival.
Okay.
Got like a cheap room somewhere that wasn't cheap enough probably because it's a festival. So
Yeah.
everywhere is probably pretty expensive.
Everything's marked up, yeah.
So I'm probably afraid I'm going to run out of money by the end of the day if I don't.
If you don't try to get up some coin, yeah.
Yeah.
Roll me a investigation real quick.
Ooh,
Just
that is
give
not something I am good at. No, I'm not bad. 16.
Okay. As going about and stuff, you've done it in the past. 2 things that you know. There is a huge, like, jobs board that's usually in front of the Temple of Ekros. This is the deity of the conqueror of things that go bump in the night.
There is a temple.
There is a temple. They usually, what they do, they contract out work on the behalf of the church. You either are a church member or they, as I said, they contract it out. But you could easily, you find that it's a couple blocks.
That's probably what I'm looking for then.
Yeah.
So I probably don't know where it is, so I'm like, every once in a while, like, I don't want to ask that person.
And anytime when you do get the courage to like ask someone, they make eye contact with you and immediately, I'm just gonna go this way.
Yeah, and I'm like,
And then when you do speak, anytime you hear little kids just like kind of yep,
oh!
and then, it's like, "Whoa!" And then they just kind of run away. So you are quite intimidating on the streets, especially with all your dragonborn glory.
Yeah.
So as you were heading towards that, and you're kind of clocking this strange, tall...
Have I seen a dragonborn before?
You've heard of them. You haven't seen one. Person has said they are very rare. Most people assume they either A, they stay with their own kind, or if they are there, they're there of either of some importance, or catastrophe usually follows them. So...
And he's gonna... Oh, we're playing with you.
But that's, as I said, that's kind of...
We're
the-
adventurers.
your
Catastrophe follows us anyway.
Yeah,
Oh, well.
that's kind of your stereotypical, like, tavern rumor. Now, if there's any actual truth to it,
And he's kind of standing there looking around and stuff like that?
And
yeah.
I probably look, because I've got a lot of weapons just sitting
Oh,
on
yeah.
me.
You are a walking Swiss Army knife.
So like there's axes and
Yeah.
a long sword and then a big trident like strapped to my back.
Yeah.
That I probably like up and every once in a while it, like shifts to the sides. I'm like oh, because I keep bumping people.
Oh, no, you're not bumping people unless you get too close, because everyone's giving you a wide berth, because you are a...
I'm afraid of bumping people.
Yeah,
but
so
it's
I
always
imagine
like-
you adjust, but there is no one here. You have elbow room.
Yeah. You could dance.
Yeah. And then with that, I'm going to flip over to you two.
Okay.
So if the two of you actually don't mind introducing yourselves, because you two are actually together.
Yeah.
Nice.
So who wants to go first?
You, go ahead.
Okay. So my character is a high elf, which I imagine there's not too many of these around.
There are.
Okay.
This is actually one of the few elven or human cities that is popular with the elves.
Okay.
It's, I would say, majority humans, like a good percentage of it, and then your next bigger section is elves, and then that's broken down to your high elves and wood elves.
Okay.
More high elves than wood elves.
But so she's a high elf.
Mhm.
She actually probably looks pretty sickly at first glance, but because she's about 5'10" and weighs about 100 pounds, and her skin is a little bit translucent. But she has silver hair. She's wearing really flowy black robes, and has a just very sort of obvious pendant with a hourglass on it, which is the holy symbol of the goddess of death.
Yeah, Silitrum.
Silitrum. And then she also has a little black and blue hummingbird just that's perched on her shoulder most of the time, or fluttering around her head, Looney Tunes style.
Yeah.
And then next to her is
A bigger hummingbird. Yeah, that's right. So the character that I have here is probably about 4'8", 4'9", around
Yeah.
there. He's got a robe, not a robe, rather a hood, and it kind of covers his eyes a little bit here and there. He's got a oh well, there you go. He's that right there. Oh wow, it's beautiful. He's generally he likes to use his wings often to carry himself around, and he's got an orange crest, of course, and he's really excited. His expression, really, if you can tell through that look, he has got kind of a he's definitely very friendly looking, and he's definitely a person it's an Aarakocra. Did we tell you that? But it's a hummingbird, basically.
Yeah, it's
right?
a hummingbird Aarakocra.
Yeah.
Is what he is.
So, and then he has a kind of a big old mace that's not big old mace, but it's a mace just big enough for him to carry around, and it also has a little tassel at the end of it that has the hourglass that my associate has told you. Other than that, really, we'll get into it, and you'll find more. There'll be more.
Yeah.
But thank you.
I think it's my character. It's really wide eyes, just kind of looking around.
Right.
And if you were looking for someone who doesn't look like they belong here, she is just absolutely amazed by what's happening.
Yeah.
And anytime like something mildly loud happens, she just like flinches a little bit. And
Yeah, and I'm still fluttering, I guess, next to your fluttering butterfly or hummingbird, and yeah, I would be looking pretty excited and jovial about it. All these great people, all these people that I'm looking to be able to talk to each and every one of them.
I imagine a lot of people aren't giving you birth, but
Yeah.
between his, but it's like more of like a baritone like hummingbird base because you're a lot larger. You're definitely kicking up a lot of dirt and stuff.
Nice.
And so every once in a while, while you're walking by, there'll be a passerby be like, "Hey, can you walk like the rest of us, all right? You don't need to fly around everywhere kicking up all this dust."
I'm gonna listen to him.
And so like he's like covering his bread that he's half
Oh, yeah.
eating, and like he's picking out a leaf that's on it and throws it down, and he's just like, "Thank you."
Yeah, that's where I'm going to be looking up a lot of times at this point where people are taller than I. But
Yeah, I don't want to take anybody. I don't want to do anything. That's gonna disturb people. I don't want to do that. That's not my thing. I'm just gonna tell you, it's not my thing. Okay. Hey, what are you doing? What's in there?
you know, the kids are running around.
Hey, what are you doing? What's going on? Hey, how you doing?
And she is definitely sort of head on a swivel. She is looking for people.
Okay.
She has a checklist, and she's only checked off one thing.
That's fair. That's fair. So while you're walking around, I imagine that you guys probably would have stayed at the temple.
Yeah.
There is a temple district, and then at that temple district, you have all your different shrines and stuff based off your different deities. Some deities aren't in certain sections, like for example, the deity of war and stuff would be more in the military district. But the big ones that are in this area is you have the goddess of life, you have the goddess of death right next to her. You also have Ekros there. The other god that you have there would be the goddess of the sea would be there as well. And you would also have... Gotta bring up my own list.
Is this a port town?
Negative.
Okay.
It's a river town where there is big bridges that are just spanning this wide river, this like 200-foot river. It's huge, and it cuts straight through the center of it. And between each big walled section are these huge steeled grates that come down. It's kind of like a portcullis, but they're all up. But that's what kind of happens in between these big rivers.
I just got that bread from that guy.
I'll let you know. This is what I got. This is what happened.
But also, the gods of trade would also be in this section as well, because the temple district does kind of have a main fair that points straight into the market fair. So since you have your other temples here, and then you have the two market temples that aim straight into a market fair. And it's the largest one because, once again, it's closest to the temples because of the both god of wealth and the god of coin.
Okay.
So throw me either a perception or or investigation while you're giving me a hooty boot, and you as well.
What?
Perception is not super great.
It should be proficient at it, though.
Oh, I'm proficient. I just rolled shitty.
Oh, funsies.
Oh yeah, 15.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a 9.
A 9. All right,
9.
that's fine.
There's a lot going on. This is a lot
Yeah,
more
so
people. She's a bit.
Sensory overload.
Yeah.
Essentially, I imagine like kind of like cats when they get all
Yeah.
wide-eyed and stuff. Just everything, all the
Yeah.
hustle and bustle.
She's known about a dozen people in the last several thousand years.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. You, on the other hand, though,
I make the baker's dozen, by the way. I just want to. That's me.
you do notice this tall dragonborn kind of making his way towards this district. He's just clearing the market, and he is essentially a predator swimming through a bunch of prey. How like a shark swims through schools of fish. You essentially see that where like he is just breaking this sea of people, and everyone's giving him a wide berth just because he's just exudes just intimidation and majesty all at the same time.
By the nature of who he is, huh?
Yeah. That definitely stands out almost as much as you, except
He stands.
he stands out while you're more kind of short.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So my interest in being here, anyways, is again to be able to just meet people in general, and also part of the motivation is just to really not be fearful of the unknown, and because that's one of the Silatron's thing is don't fear the Reaper. So really, my motivation is, hey, this guy here looks pretty good, and in the sense of, do we? What's our intent is just you and I met.
We met. Well, how we met. Just brief backstory is so you were sent on a pilgrimage to actually meet me.
That's right.
And you show up expecting to get some sort of mystical prophecy or fortune told or whatever.
For weeks. I was going to be there for at least 6 weeks.
Yeah, and so you show up and I essentially just like, oh good, I've been waiting for you.
All right.
And she just like pulls out a really dusty adventurer's kit and is like, you're going to have to help me get out of here.
What? Wait, well, really? What the? Okay. I'm all for it, no problem. I mean, let's do it. I'm not kidding. Really? Okay, let's do it.
So we're out, obviously.
Yeah. So we sneak out of the temple.
All right.
Success.
And now we're here. And we're here meeting people.
So what I want you to know is that I'm not exactly sure who, but we need 4 more for something.
Oh, it's a quest without the full answers.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Our lady is not particularly keen on giving step-by-step plans.
Okay. So then, obviously, the first thing when I notice this guy said,
This guy's. Hey, what about that guy over there? It's great. I mean, that's amazing. I mean, he's big. He looks like he can totally do it. Let's do it. Let's go over there and do it. Let's talk to him.
I'm gonna go over there.
Okay.
I'm just gonna head towards him.
I'm gonna follow a little behind.
Yeah. So
Are you gonna run or are you just gonna zip?
I'm gonna zip over there. Yeah, immediately. Because again, it's motivation over common sense and just forgetting. Because I took the guy's bread anyways. I think already gave it to me.
It is definitely kind of like a festivity, so it is being kind of more handed out. The copper piece is more of kind of like the like a exchange for it.
Okay, so
it's more of a charity event kind of thing.
I'm all given. So
yeah,
that's why I get the bread, and that's probably why I'm a little bit more anxious, a little bit more free to think of these things because of something in that particular.
Yeah, it is a low dose, and it's also, since it's baked into it, it loses a lot of its potency of Wolfsbane.
Oh well, okay. Yeah. I'm faking it completely. And
it's lesser, but it's still poison.
Yeah. We probably don't have much of a tolerance built up.
Yeah, no, that is definitely a thing.
So yeah, I'm up there. I'm gonna race. I'm gonna get.
Let's get his attention. Let's go.
And then I'll just do it. Okay.
So this giant bird just zips above the crowd and just right to you.
Hey, just move! Hey there!
How's the crowd reacting to
they're like, when he first takes off, there's people that kind of dive out of the way because he just doesn't really think about them.
Right.
And then a lot of the people are just gonna. Everyone's just watching this, like, what the hell is this?
So nobody
guy going?
seems like afraid.
No one's intimidated by him. They're just more of what's going on, is something about to happen kind of thing.
Right.
And then they see them all come to you, and most people are kind of like, what's gonna happen? And so it's like,
gonna fight.
There's one elf
Kinda
elbowing through a little bit.
Yeah.
Excuse me, pardon me. He's with me.
Hey, let me go.
And as I said, everyone's watching you. Your 10-foot berth is just people are squeezing back, going like, "Oh, there's about to be a fight or something."
So I will, when I see you, I can tell that's directed at me though.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So I will stop and look around, who's he looking for?
Hey,
Yeah. I was going to say.
hey, let me join you. Can we join you? Is there a possibility we can join you? This would be great because you look like you're from out of town, and so are we. And let's go. Can we do this?
Are you addressing me?
Yes, of course.
Oh.
I mean,
Yes, I am. So, where are you heading? You're going inside that place? Let's go.
Actually,
You see this happening. You're clocked about maybe a street and a half away, and you're closing in as well.
I don't know what exactly you're looking for, but I'm actually looking for work. So I don't know if that's something.
Oh, she'll tell you everything. She'll tell you, yeah.
And
She'll
you
tell
see this 5'10"?
Yeah.
Yeah, 5'10", very thin, elf still
I go.
wading
I've like
through.
a huge. You can't tell because I'm a lizard, so no expressions on my face, but a wave of relief washes over me as I see an elf, something normal, or kind of normal. I'm just all, an elf.
You get a resistance once you get to that like first breaker of
Yeah.
people. There's just like a bunch of crowd, just all like kind of like mosh pitted in next to each other, and you can't really break through.
Yeah, she would. Like, if she kind of like breaks through.
Can I
like,
see that she's having trouble?
Yeah.
Excuse me, stand aside there, would you?
Oh, they just instantly like, oh yeah, well, means, and they all just kind of like slide,
Yeah, and she kind of like stumbles through.
Thank
and
you.
She's like, oh,
and then they're like, did you see that?
I also stand aside. Stand right
and
aside.
Shinoko's like, oh, thank you very much. I'm not used to these crowds.
Neither am I. I'm very new to this city.
Oh, me too. We came in last night.
Oh, so
Yeah.
did I.
Celebration's great. It's amazing. Wow. It's people.
What are you here for?
I'm kind of looking for work. I'm a little light.
I see. And she actually, man, and she like reaches up to your face.
I'll kind of like
There's a loud gasp.
bend
I
down.
don't think people go-
I'll, like lean forward a little bit.
Someone's like,
And
is she
she'll,
gonna
like-
kiss him?
No, she'll like cup your face in her hands and just make like really uncomfortably intense eye contact. And you see her eyes like flare up like bright blue, just
oh,
the
just
whites.
like mine.
No, the whites of her eyes disappear.
Okay.
Like that.
Just for the briefest of moments, and she goes, "Your soul is very good. You are the one we are looking for."
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Now, where were you heading?
I was going to the temple to look for work.
Oh, the Temple of Ekron?
Ekros.
Ekros. Ekros?
Well, I better write that down.
EKROS.
That is right next door to ours. We know the way. We can show you.
You can kind of overhear. What's your passive?
15.
Yeah, you can overhear this because everyone's trying to get the deets of what this is transpiring here. So, like, you have your straight up, like, I imagine, like your 3 o'clock special of, like Days of Our Lives, kind of your soap, where everyone's just watching this Dragonborn, this, like, gaunt half, or high elf, and this hummingbird person having this conversation in the middle of a festival, and they're just like, what is this? This is interesting. Because they've never seen this before.
It's a street bit.
Exactly. And so, like, you definitely have, like, because
We
where
do
you
this
are,
in
you're still part of the
cities
crowd.
everywhere.
You have, like, your midwives and fishwives kind of just like, oh, I wonder what this is. And it's like, oh, I think this is a street performance. It totally is. Like, this is like a circus, right?
Yeah.
But that's what you're getting the details of that, and you also have all the gossip that's happening right here on the outside with the crowd.
I'll kind of still stay back,
Okay.
but watch,
Okay.
and kind of wait until they start moving to then follow.
Yeah, so my character will start like, oh, we know where that temple is, and we start leading the way. I'm Oriana, by the way.
Right. Vol.
Oh, nice to meet you, Vaughn.
I'll not fly anymore, and I will get to the ground.
Kind of
Do you
look
have like
over.
shoot things, or are you like bare talon?
I believe I am Talon exposed.
So just
Yeah, just feet.
Yeah,
little
that,
little dainty
Yeah.
bare feet.
That's right. I've
I
got that.
imagine though, since he's a hummingbird, they move fast, so it's like,
Absolutely. I look up and said,
My name is Click,
Click.
but you can call me Little Miracle. But no, wait a minute, hold on. You can call me Little Miracle, or you can call me Click. It doesn't matter. It's okay. I mean, whatever you want to do. I mean, it's fine. I mean, we're okay with that, right? You got my name, right? Click?
So Click is it? Yes, I can remember that.
Okay, good. We're going. Yay!
Yeah.
and so like once you guys start moving, everyone goes, like one person goes, "Oh, that's it. I was expect something more." And so like people kind of like start moving again, but once you got, especially you, that sea departs with you. So wherever you go, like there's definitely people that are keeping a distance, but after all this dramatic stuff happens, it goes back, and it goes back to your smaller circle of where people are keeping their distance. So it's a good 5-foot berth now around you because everything seems to subside.
That crowd guy makes me insecure. I just want to say it. First, I kicked dust in his face and his bread. Now he's telling me my performance is lackluster. Yeah, I'm a little bit.
I'll
insecure.
definitely as soon as I see them moving, and I heard they're going to the temple district. I'll definitely follow. I kind of want to hear a little bit more before what they're kind of talking about before I kind of,
So you were looking for me in particular?
More or less. You seem to fit the bill, so to speak.
Not my bill. My bill's no, not my bill.
So you weren't specifically looking for me, though, just someone like me?
No, I think it was specifically you, but I did not know it until I saw you. My lady is not generous with details.
I figure I'm a sage, so I probably know right away their holy symbol, what it's in reference to.
No, it is common.
It's not commonly considered like an evil or nasty thing. It's just a part of life deity.
Exactly. She is very neutral in alignment, I guess would be the best way to explain it. Most people don't, I want to say, pray to her. It's more of when someone has passed away, you go to this temple to do services.
They provide a service.
Exactly. The most that they do for people is they have done, if someone has been a pandemic happens, like a plague sweeps through, these are the first ones to show up and to help either have people pass on or try to keep them from passing on. That's their big thing. But that's when they ever come into force. Usually, as I said, most of the time they're just used as funeral arrangements to help whoever has passed away get to their beyond.
Alright, so while we're walking, I'm just know. So is there something specific in mind you need done?
No, I think we will know when it presents itself.
Click.
I'm just along for the ride. Actually, it's just really fun. But on top of it, it's just understand that it's just whatever she says, she feels it and it happens or something. So it's okay. It's fine.
Oh, right. For now, I guess I'll be led by you for the moment.
Yay!
And then as you guys are kind of walking through, there is a small wooden cart, I guess, would be a stage cart, I guess, would be the most appropriate thing. It looks like a puppet show is being set up. There's a man in all robes, bald, small beard. He is medium height, setting up this, as I said, cart in front of the Temple of Ekros. There's a bunch of kids and everything, and he has a A-frame sign that's there, and it says what is it? The Tales and Trials of Ekros, performed by Damn.
I was hoping he would just say performed by puppets.
Alexander Blair.
Oh. So he's in the mid stages of setting up the stage and all that stuff.
He looks like he's the best way to explain it, it's a very intricate wagon. It looks like he's pulling out notches and sliding things out.
Okay.
And he has this kind of roped off area in front of the temple that he's setting up at.
Oh, it's roped off. Okay.
Yeah.
So I can't. I mean, I was.
It's literally. It's the best way to explain it is it's just small little roped off area just so that there's people not walking while he's working.
So.
But that's not in front of the job board or anything.
No,
the job board actually inside the temple.
No, it is right outside it. This is about maybe 30 feet in front of it. Kind of like you have to walk by this to
Okay.
get to the temple. With your height and probably your height looking over the crowd as well, because you're a big girl, right? Yeah.
Taller than I am.
Yeah, you could see over everyone and see the job board, and you see this as well. And you're still keeping your low profile, right?
Yeah, but they look like they're approaching the job board, right?
Yeah. What?
At least that's where I'm at.
That's
was
where you're
my
headed.
plan
She's
was.
following
Um,
along.
I actually got ADD started. I said immediately, I'm going to head towards the guy and ask him if he wants some help. So
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, hello.
Hey, you look like you're mid-work. I mean, can I help you?
Sure.
Great.
Would
What do I do first?
Would you mind getting me help on the other side here?
Sure, absolutely.
And he's like, grab that piece.
Yep.
And then just
one here.
lift.
Yep.
And then you guys start sliding out different parts, and he's pretty much unfolding this wagon that's going to turn into a small little stage for him.
Oh boy.
So do you have wing hands or do you have the arms and then the wings?
I think it's like Aarakocra, right? He's got the wings in the back and then the
the
arms.
hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the hands.
What is it? Six appendages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
So if I see them approaching the job board, I will kind of just casually approach the job board too,
Okay.
kind of looking at it. And then I'm
Um,
also looking for things kind of based off the rumors I heard.
Okay.
Anything that like stood out from that.
When she breaks the first part of the crowd, that's right where that wagon is. That's where you guys will notice where she breaks into your guys' passive perceptions, and you see this very tall, thick-rimmed
Yeah.
hat. Oh, look at that timing, man! That is good. It's like on point. And you have the scarf up, right? What color is it?
I think it'd be really dark. I can't remember the colors of the church. I don't know if you released them. So
No, I don't have
probably
any colors for it.
It's a dark.
As I said, that
It's
is
black.
It's black? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then it's black. Oh, that's fine. But yeah, so a dark black scarf that you have kind of covering your face. So it's just very hat, scarf, and then your armor, right?
Just like my armor's
Oh, and then
kinda-
your trench coat. Your
Yeah.
trench coat, that's what it is. That's over everything. Your duster.
Yeah. Because I have like, and you see like kind of scale mail like kind of poking through and everything.
Okay, but you see this person also approaching the board as well. So you guys clock her. Especially you, because I imagine you never really let your guard down.
Not if I can help it.
Yeah, so
Well,
you
I'm still
clock.
looking for my other three.
Yeah, exactly. But as I said, you guys notice that you're helping the guy. You're just.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're Mr. Blair. You're Mr. Blair, aren't you?
I am.
Huh?
Are you here for the show?
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
And he kind of just like looks at you and goes, "How old are you?"
I am 3.
Well, then I guess the show is for you.
Yay! All right. This is great.
And he's just like,
God.
thought you were older. This is more of kind of a child's show to kind of explain why we celebrate the festival and the glory of Akros' light.
Always appreciated you. Always appreciated you.
And he's like, oh, lift more. Yep.
There we go. Yeah. I like stories. I love stories. I love to tell stories too. If I had any stories, so I'll tell the story when I learn the story from you. That's great. Thank you. Oh, how am I doing? We good?
Yep,
We
you're
good?
fine,
Okay,
you're fine.
Okay.
But yeah, so you guys show up at the board. It's your stereotypical job board. A lot of merchant caravan protecting. There's 6 caravan protecting jobs there. They only pay 3 gold now, and then it's going to be an additional 10 gold upon arrival. All expenses of like board and stuff while on the road is going to be paid for. You also have rumors about giants, giant kin. It says doesn't really give much details. That one has the symbol of Ekros marked with it instead of like a signature of someone to meet.
So that one's like job doing for the church.
For the church. There's also another one on there of wolfmen on there with also the symbol of Ekros on it. It says wolfmen need more investigation. Details inside. see the father, and then the other ones are literally just like dealing with bandit camps that are nearby on the outskirts of towns that are 20, 60 miles out. But the big boards that are the paying ones are the 3 escorts, and then also the 2 other ones.
Nice.
Those
So
are the big ones that point
There's
out to
nothing
you guys.
on there for like bodyguard needed or something like that.
The only ones that seem like that, as I said, are the 3 merchant vans that are heading X different directions.
So there is one about the Wolfman.
Wolfman, yes.
So she'll probably like see the giant ones kind of like pause, and then kind of take like the flyer from the Wolfman and kind of look at it.
So you see her just kind of look past you and reach past while you're looking at all these boards and just kind of.
Right.
I'm assuming because you don't say anything when you're just
No.
grabbing this off.
So I'm gonna turn to you and like squint, and then my little hummingbird is gonna like come up. She's like, "You seem conveniently placed." And she'll again reach her hands up.
She'll definitely like stop your
Yeah,
hands.
she's like, "No, I need to see your eyes. I need to see your eyes."
Meanwhile, the Blair's just gonna.
I'm just kind of like.
This is the second time she's done this.
She seems very forward.
Blair's just gonna be like, all right, now grab this pole and pull it out.
Go!
Are insights against PCs okay? She would definitely be.
Oh, you can do an insight against
Yeah,
me,
no, insight away. Especially with your character.
18?
With that, I would say that she seems like she's either trying to find either the intent that you're getting behind her is she's trying to see either look for a loved one or a lost child. So she's looking for someone that she's familiar enough with, but she's not sure where they have gone, and she's trying to identify if maybe you can tell if this lost
That
person.
makes her so nervous.
Yeah, but that's what they're looking for. Is it definitely seems like they've lost something or someone, and they're trying to be like kind of like a mother seeing a child for the first time in many years and trying to identify, is this you, my
She'll
my
step
daughter?
back and kind of put her hands back and be like, "What is your name?"
Oh, my name is Oriana.
And so she'll kind of like tip her hat up a little bit so you can see her eyes better, and they are like the golden yellowy eyes, and she'll just be like,
Yeah, so she'll make the eye contact, and her eyes will do the glowy thing, and then she's like, "You are her. Oh, good. It's been so long. You are the first one I heard of. The other 2 are going to be so much harder to find. They're much less distinctive."
"That's little thing." Mike's just like, "Hey."
Prophecies, man.
But you are here for the Wolfman?
"Yes, is what I heard."
Oh, I'm sure that's good. I hear the wolf people are a problem.
Are they?
Well, you know, the festival and stuff. I understand.
I thought most of that was been taken care of.
Well, that's good.
Meanwhile, there's just people like having festivities and stuff. Clicks almost helped this Alexander Blair set up his shop. He went from you helping him to like you doing most of the work, because like everything now is like you're setting up the curtains and stuff. And so he was gonna get the ladder. He's like, actually, as a matter of fact, would you mind hanging this curtain up and just running it along?
Sure, absolutely.
And then
No problem.
yeah,
we
you're
can do this.
just-
It's easy. Oh, yeah.
And he's like, you're really saving me some time. I might be actually able to go get lunch before I set up.
That's making me feel good. That makes you great. I like that idea. Lunch is good.
Yeah, so you 3 are still doing your thing. But it does say additional details, see the father.
well, I'm going inside for this.
Okay. And she's actually gonna send her little hummingbird over to get him.
And so while you're flying up and you're hanging up this now the second curtain, so he has the first curtain and the stage curtain being hung up, little hummingbird just zoom, and like right next to your head, like ear, just kind of sitting there floating.
Oh, we gotta go. Okay, good. No problem. Let's go.
And then poor Blair's just gonna be like, and as you guys both leave, he's just like, I'm gonna have to get the ladder.
Did you like drop the curtain in the ground?
Yeah.
You're like half done it in the dust.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
Yeah. Priorities. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah, I zipped up with the hummingbird. Almost like a race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys show up and I found her.
Oh, hey, how you doing? Hey,
This is
what's going on?
Click.
How you doing? Hey, my name's Click. How are you?
And this is Vol.
Oh, do you still need me?
Oh yes.
I thought maybe this was somebody you needed instead of me.
No, I need all of you.
No.
She does. She's got a plan.
I assume I've never seen an Aarakocra before. Not like. She'll just probably like look down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you're much shorter than I am.
Oh, zip. Yeah, and So I'm looking you. Yeah, but I'm.
Hi, my name's Click. She's looking for you.
So, I do wonder why you are looking for me.
Well, because my lady told me that we would need each other.
Who?
My lady.
Is still. She's popular enough for her to know. Okay. Am I dying soon?
Oh no. People get so wrapped up on the death thing. It's not really. They just get really preoccupied with it. It's not really my thing.
Just consider balance.
Yeah.
I sent that to you, John.
Alright.
So, is this if you have something we're supposed to be doing? Is it so that? And I point to the paper in her hand that we're supposed to be
She
doing.
kind of like brings the paper kind of closer to her and kind
Sorry.
of folds it up.
I realize I'm pointing at her and go, oh, sorry.
I'm not really sure. It is not super obvious. I know we need 2 more. And I think they're humans. So harder to find. But
Needle in the needle stack.
yeah. But no, we just things are not going to be super nice for the world soonish. And we are supposed to do something about that.
And you just recently, probably maybe 100 years ago, 150 years ago, learned about even the apocalypse and how
Yes.
that happened. Because that's eventually how it trickled up to you.
Yeah.
So when you say something not nice is gonna be for the world, and I go, my eyes get really narrow, and I look around, make sure no one's watching, and I go, is it him?
I'm not sure what you mean. I do not get a lot of details until I need them. So I had the details that I needed you, but not what exactly
So
for.
it could be him.
Sure.
Then, yes, I'm in.
Good.
And who are you?
So, sorry, Vol Nadar Winterborn.
Oh, that's great. Well, that was a great name. The other part I couldn't get. What was it? Again, can you say it again?
Nadar is my middle name.
Nadar. Got it. Okay.
Winterborn.
Yeah, Winterval. Okay, Winterval. Okay, got it. Hey. Fall.
So many names.
Yeah, I know.
Zeal.
Zeal. That is a good trait to have as his name.
Do you have 5 other names after that?
Zistalan.
Zil.
Zeal.
Zil. Got it. Zil. Fall Zil. Click.
Oriana.
Her name's too long.
Well, I suppose I'll follow for now then.
We're going inside the door. We're going.
Is this what we're supposed to be doing? I just bought hook, line, and sinker the whole time. All right. Is this what we're supposed to be doing?
Hey,
It's what I am doing.
Well, then that is what we should be doing.
I mean, unless you don't want to help on it. Is that something you'd rather do by yourself? I understand there's things people like to do by themselves. Is that it?
If you guys are worth, then I guess you can join if you want to get hired by the church.
It doesn't say how much to pay. It just says details inside. Speak to the father.
All right.
So she'll just kind of go to the door and just open it up and like kind of like she was gonna just walk in on her own, and then she'll just stand to the side and just.
Yeah, I'll skid her right first. Right in there.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Oriana will kind of hang back a little bit and just. I know you're not sure now, but that'll be
And I'm
okay.
just standing there because I'm expecting them to march right in because they know what they're doing, and I'm just kind of ended up here.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, oh, she's not going inside.
No, she just says that and then she goes inside.
And then she'll close the door behind everyone once they're all in.
Oh, okay. Oh, I will walk in then after eventually I see you're waiting. I'm like, oh! Walk in.
So you head in. The temple is well ordained. While the floors are full of dark stone and marble pillars, there are multiple stained glass windows, maybe 3 feet by 6 feet, hanging onto the westward and eastward walls. Right now, more light's coming in from the west. And you have different pictures of one side is of a man who is, either in pose of praying or, fighting undead, and then there's another one of him like cutting off the head of a horde of lycanthrope with like a bunch of other people wearing his symbol on it. And then on the other side, you see now faceless people mirroring the exact same thing. They're wearing helmets, and now they have a symbol of that, and everyone's wearing that same symbol on the opposite side. You two definitely, this as the story of Ekros as a man, and then his ascension, and how we follow, how his knights follow in his footsteps. And so it's just pretty much telling his story and how we follow it. But as I said, these are large glass stained. There's no one in here. There is, this is a very empty church. So you have a lot of clergymen, young altar boys going through, just kind of like cleaning stuff, dusting pews. And there is a gentleman who is going through, and he's got a high collar and then vestments that hang over, and he's got the symbol of Ekros, and he's standing in front of this large statue of just this of Ekros, where it's just a long sword and there's a shield in front of it. Very impractical, but yet representative of what Ekros is, and he's kind of like standing in front of it and head down, like muttering to himself.
Ekros is a human god?
Yes. He's, when you've heard of this, you've heard of other people ascending, but this is one of the first gods that you've heard of that was of a mortal man and ascended.
Okay.
And that's what blew your mind, especially because you worshipped Silitron, who's been around since the dawn of time.
What's... Oh, sorry. Continue.
Hearing about his ascension was just like, humans can do that. That's happened. A human can ascend. So that kind of still blows your mind, especially because you've lived so long, and that's literally just happened a few months ago for you.
Yeah.
So that's still news to you.
She'll actually kind of lean over. It's like, this is a very nice temple. They built it very quickly.
What are the head priests called again? Because I know you mentioned.
Oh yeah. As this, you would know. It's not that one. It's this one.
I'll make notes of it later.
Yeah. No, I feel it. I have it right here. I need to compile these all into a singular book.
Yes, you do.
The highest one that you would know of, it said speak to the Father.
Mm-hmm.
So you would know, as I said, the highest would be either a bishop, archbishop, or a deacon. Those are your higher level priests.
Okay. So
But you definitely see him. He's in the middle of prayer. That just kind of muttering and murmuring to himself.
she'll kind of stand in the temple and wait for him to be done
Okay.
politely. So she'll just kind of stand there and she'll be quiet.
I won't be.
Yeah, that's why I kind of figured.
Yeah, but I am going to be paying attention to all the fine art, all the statues. Go up to maybe one of the, the
The altar boys.
altar boys.
Yeah.
Ask him what he's doing. Stuff like
And
that.
he's just like, oh, I'm cleaning. He kind of eye contact with you because he's about your height. And he's just like, what are you?
I'm Flick. How you doing? Wait, you're playing.
Yeah,
Let me.
Do you get another one of the dusters? I can help you. Let me help you.
and he just like kind of reaches in and he tries to find a rag and he goes,
Sure. Thank you. Let's go.
yes, blessings.
Yeah. But I'm gonna immediately walk away with this dust, the rag, and find another place to look and dust at the same time. It's just
Okay.
gonna be that
You
way.
get the cobwebs.
I'm gonna
in
get the.
corners.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, your character's gonna kill me. But yeah, so she's standing there. How far away? Out of curiosity.
Maybe like a couple feet away, off to
So
the side. To give
within
him
5 feet.
Yeah, to give him the space.
Once you enter like that 5 foot marker, it seems like he
Plots?
clocks you, looks back, and then kind of like finishes his prayers and then turns around and looks at you, then looks at you, and then looks at you and goes, hello. How can I help you?
She'll unfold the paper and hand it.
Are you certified through the church?
She'll pull out her Echo symbol
Mm-hmm.
and be like, yes.
Oh, okay. Well then, that'll make things a lot easier. We'll do your paperwork. Oh.
Is that something we need to do? Is certify them, not certify?
Are you whispering it?
Yeah, that's oh, yeah.
I'm not sure this is. They're a very new religion. I'm not sure what they're doing.
So he's just looking at
Or
you
what
too.
their
I
voices
usually
are.
get hired on to just stand. People ask me if I want to work. I don't actually.
And then he's gonna clock you. I imagine you're just cleaning it.
These are really neat pictures. What is that? It's a great statue. Wow, these are great. No,
And he goes, are you all together?
Oh yes.
Are you guys just a party that's gotten together, ordained and everything? Are you going to be signing in your name?
Yes.
All right then. Let's head to my chambers. I have all the paperwork in there. Shit. I had it. Forget it. I am Father
Christmas.
Father Christmas. If
Oh,
only.
Hi. It'd be funny. He was like,
I am Father Turner. I am the
First name Paige.
sorry.
Jesus.
He was like, no, but it was a lot more awkward when I was a page. And he kind of just shoots you like a glance, like, tee-hee, I saw what you did there. And then he goes, I'm the head father of this church and Etionos. So let's head to my chamber and I have all the paperwork in there more about this one. And so he leads you into a small room. It's about...
Are we all going?
yeah, he goes the
Because
like,
Oriana's she knows you're hesitant. She's really afraid you're gonna try and make a break for it.
And I'm assuming the hummingbird's going to catch my attention even more so because I'm still kind of going at it, looking,
Yeah.
and I'm assuming you guys are going, but I'm enthralled a little bit and going back and forth with my
The
attention.
small you.
Yeah. And then, the small version of me comes up, and I drop the rag immediately and then head towards,
I love it.
Yeah.
I love just that
I drop it.
attention.
You're like, hey, go get him.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been on the road for
A while.
while.
So I assume that's kind of like the protocol
yeah.
of when you need to ring them back in. You're like, would you mind go fetch him?
Yeah.
Please.
There you go.
He leads you into a small 10x10 room. It has
We are packed in.
Yeah. So you guys are kind of
I will
packed
try
in.
and make myself small against the wall.
When he leads in and he walks in there and looks at you guys and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry about that. Let me
I'll just stand in the corner over here.
Thank
Pardon
you.
me.
And so he kind of he sets the paper, because did you hand him the paper? He sets the paper on the desk, goes over to a few bookcases and stuff, and there's just rows of books and stuff, and then underneath each row, 3 rows of books, there's just scroll cases and stuff that have either empty scroll slots or have scrolls in there. This definitely looks like some kind of a room of leisure, or ledger, not leisure. And he goes through and he's kind of like, no, this one. And he pulls out the book and kind of sets it down and sits, adjusts.
And I'm standing right next to him.
Right
Right next to him.
And he goes,
What is that? What's the book?
Perhaps we should let the man do his
Oh,
business.
sure, absolutely.
and he folds through and he's just like, no. And he goes through and he goes, where was that? Yes, there we go. He's like, it looks like the town of Keston. There were, Keston. It's about, 10 days' time outside of Etionos. Heading out that way, there was a caravan where people saw some wolfmen and they said they were attacked, but it didn't track with, the apocalypse and everything and the tyranny of the moon. But, it is suspicious, mainly because when they were attacked by these wolfmen, that, no one was turned, and that's not provocative of her. But, they really didn't, they were just merchants. They had a couple guard and they weren't really that helpful with the information. This pays 15 gold, and 2 gold for each person, whoever you bring aboard. Just mainly reconnaissance, trying to figure out what's more. If whatever issue is on, and there are wolfmen or werewolves that need to be slain, it has an additional 100 gold purse to it.
Is that likely?
Now, it sounds like it's rumor, but at least if we can squelch this for what it is and find out what's going on.
Could it be instead bandits using the curse as a way to ease their
Pilfering?
yes?
I wouldn't be surprised, but the problem is that once we start hearing these rumors, we have to send someone immediately. This just got to us 3 days ago, of course, before the festival. We're thinking more likely than not, it's probably just a bunch of either kids or bandits or someone trying to cause trouble. But we need to send someone there, and that's why we put such a heavy purse on it. But once again, if this is some kind of lycanthrope in the area, we will pay heavily and handsomely for proof, especially because these monsters, you can tell by bringing back their heads. Makes it a lot easier. So, you are ordained, right? Alright, well, that makes things a lot easier. I'll fill out the paperwork. And he pulls out a paperwork, and it has the normal contract stuff of, church, blah blah blah, of this area, filling out for a contract, and he's like starts penning it in and everything, and he gets to your name, and he goes, name of contract acceptance. What is your name?
Zeal.
Just Seal.
Of Ekros.
Oh, part of the church. What happened to your family? Oh, I'm sorry. And so he just pens it in, Zeal, child of Ekros, and goes, and the rest of you. I need all names. Just documentation and whatnot.
My name is Oriana.
Oriana, and he pens it in.
Yeah.
Last name or?
Of Silitrum.
Okay.
Look to the.
Oh,
bird.
he just like looks.
Click.
Click.
Poor little miracle.
It's
L-I-L.
I'm familiar with. He goes little miracle and then click.
What was the name of town?
Of the
Keston.
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 oh, I got it wrong. Oh, I hate that. I have to guess it, and I got it. Okay, got it.
And fine when everybody else, I'll go, I'm Volnadar Winterborn.
Volnadar Winterborn. Very noble. Do you have any noble lineage?
Just my family's connection to the great silver beast.
Of course. It's been a while. I think we have a few in our order, but I don't know them personally. And he just pens in your name. And he goes, well, seems like that's all the documentation. Let me fill out a copy for you. And he just sits there and he copies it and everything. And then he wax seals theirs. And then so he rolls up theirs, wax seals it, and puts it on the shelf. And then one of the empty spots. And then folds up yours and then wax seals it as well. And then ties it up.
She'll put it in her bag.
Okay. Please stay for the festival. I think that Blair gentleman is out front going to be giving a show of some sort. He does it every year. This is his 4th year going around and doing it. It's cute for the kids, but as I said, it's a puppet show just to keep them entertained.
I'm already out. Yeah, I'm just zoomed out. That's right. I was reminded, thank you, to go back and help out Adrian.
Alexander?
Alexander
Yeah.
Blair. Yeah, that's that Blair. So yeah, I'm out there already. In fact, I'm raced right out there.
But as I said, please stay for the festival. It's fun. Don't have too much of the bread. A lot of newcomers, when they come in, they get a bit sick if you have too much of it. We usually can take care of it, but it happens at least 4 or 5 times.
I should see how much Click has had.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Wolfsbane bread. Side effects are vomiting, craziness,
Lucid
dreaming, yeah, delirium.
But after that, he goes, well, may the lights find the darkness. And then he kind of just stands up and gestures toward you guys to leave.
Half while we're out, but walking through the church, I'm just like, usually I take more secular jobs.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Like, just take, the common folk, watching them on their journeys, that kind of thing. I'm not really big on clergy.
Oh, well, that's very interesting.
Not that there's anything wrong with them, I'm just not all involved with the church all that much.
Oh, well, this one is a new one. I'm not as familiar with it.
Oh, all right. I've heard of them before.
Oh yes, very interesting. I remember when Ekros ascended, everyone was in a hubbub.
Didn't that happen several thousand years ago?
No, it happened mid-apocalypse, which we're 200 years after. So you probably about 300, 350 years ago.
So way before.
Way before your time.
Way before my parents. I mean, the Silver Beast was around, but that's about it.
He could have been
Could
around.
have
It
been.
probably wasn't established yet.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna have to
definitely,
think of a name for him.
that's fine. You can get me that whenever.
And you're just like, it's like, yeah, it's last month. It happened last month. Yeah.
That's. I believe that happened quite some time ago, like several generations.
Oh, right. Yes, I'm sure it was a very long time ago.
I mean, that happened before my family's memory.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, it was quite the thing, I assure you.
It's like a drain bubble coming over your head right now, just looking. I remember the time. Yeah.
Alright, so that's it. I'll just fall silent.
Okay.
Walk.
Yeah, that's fine. You guys can make it out, and you're out there, and Click is out there helping Alexander again. He's got his ladder out now, and like he was like starting to set up the stage curtain, and then he's right out there again helping him. And he's just like, "Oh, I just got the ladder out. Oh, all right. Okay. Well, thank you, Click."
Yeah, absolutely. This is great.
What's
I can't wait for the
his
show.
friend?
He is an Aarakocra, I believe. I've really only met the one. But quite distinctive. Hummingbirds are my baby's symbol. Or one of them, you know. Portents and all that.
Hey, is this straight?
Oh, yeah. There you go. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Oh, it's good.
And he's like,
Anything else?
He gets down the ladder, walks in front of it, kind of hands on his hips, and goes, looks down at you. Ah, you did a really good job.
Thanks. Glad to. No problem. Can't wait for the show. It's great.
Is he a child?
I'm not sure.
No, I'm an adult. I'm straight up an adult.
He was sent on his own on a pilgrimage, so he's capable enough. But he says he's only 3. Then I'm not.
Yeah, I'm 3.
I'm right next to you.
Yeah.
3. Okay, talking about me? Okay, hi. I'm Click.
I know.
Zeke, right? Zeke. Zeal. Got it. Oh, that's right. Okay, got it. Totally understand.
He's
Hey,
an ordained cleric, though, so.
yes, I am. Let me tell you the story about my...
No, can't.
It seems like it was just yesterday.
Yes, I imagine it would. Of course,
Our Lady
I'm-
works in mysterious ways sometimes.
The being in his presence makes me feel old. I'm fully 16 now, and
Oh, okay.
Wow, you must have lived a long life. That's a long life.
sure it feels
Wow.
like forever. Yes.
I'm 22.
Oh. I'm well, by my last count, I am 6,752 thereabouts. Some of the decades kind of blend together at some point, but I'm pretty sure that's right. Yes.
I've never seen a number that big. That's a big number.
But you know how it is.
No.
you know of elves.
I know of
have
elves,
long
but I
life.
don't know how.
Yeah. You know elves have a long life. Most of them don't usually like talking about how old they are, just because when you start spitting out numbers like that in front of humans, they usually either get very entranced and like, holy shit, that's really old, or they get very spiteful and jealous that, elves live for so long.
It seemed rude not to.
Yeah.
Given their ages.
Yeah. And so it's just one of those things where they live a long time, but they usually just like, oh, I'm old enough.
Obviously, I shall look to you for guidance.
Oh,
Okay. I don't get out much, to be fair.
Yeah, we just broke her out.
Obviously, I will look to you for guidance.
That seems best.
If you think so.
As you guys are kind of, I imagine you guys are kind of like following the crowd that's been kind of like shifting out of this area. It's a big kind of like flow where the crowd comes in and the crowd's pulling out of this temple district, and they're heading outside into the market district. There is more people with this bread. So you pass a couple effigies. You see a kid run up to one of the effigies with like 6 sticks in it, climbs like up on top of it a bit, rips out a stick, and then goes and joins in a bunch of other kids with sticks, and they're kind of just like hunting down people and just kind of poking them and prodding them.
Yeah, with that in mind, before we even go, I'm just going to say, I'm going to tell Mr. Blair that,
We'll be right back. I'll be right back. No problem. We can't wait for the show. I want to see the show.
And then I'll go ahead and see that, and I'll immediately zip up to be able to see what that kid's doing and emulate it or take it along with it. I'll just take one of the sticks as well.
He goes up to pull a stick. You fly up right next to him, just zoom, like right there next to him, and he just goes ah, pulls it out, and then just runs off, tripping. Gets over to with his friends and just like, he just came up to me. I know, I saw that. He just flew right from the temple.
So
Let's get out of here.
I pull the stick, and I'm going to follow him, basically.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I pull the stick because I want to know. I mean,
What are you guys doing? What's going on? How do we do this? Let's figure this out. It'll be great. Just come on.
So like you see the kids as they come up to this woman selling bread or giving out bread, and like one of them kind of just like creeps down and getting up to her, and I imagine you zip up to the group like
right.
He's about mid poke, gonna get her real good in the butt.
Yeah, and I say,
What are you doing?
And he's just like, what are you doing? And then she turns around and
Sorry.
yeah, go for it. She turns around and sees, and she's just like looking down at the kid. Where he's like, ah! Looks down, ah! Stabs her in the leg a couple times. And she goes, ah! And then he goes, oh, she's not a wolf, and then runs off.
That's how we determine that people are wolves? That's great. Okay, let's do this.
I'm gonna find. I guess whatever. I'm gonna scout around somebody. I think I'm gonna look at. He went for a vendor. A vendor. So I guess my logic would be go to a vendor and try it out.
Okay.
So I'm gonna find the biggest one, the biggest vendor I can, and I'm gonna try to be silent.
Yeah, by all means, roll stealth.
Okay.
What kind of armor are you wearing?
It's this studded leather. Or
studded leather. Okay, so yeah, you can just you don't have to roll a disadvantage. So just roll a stealth check.
Okay. And here we go.
This guy looks like he's either like a butcher or such. He's a big, heavy guy.
Yeah.
He has a like a meat stall, a bunch of sausages and stuff hanging out.
Okay, so I got a 10. Yeah.
Okay. As you're approaching, you get within like 10, 15 feet of him.
I'm humming already there.
And I imagine, like, your anticipation, your wings just go zzz, zzz. And he just turns around and goes, What are you doing here?
Poke, 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 poke.
He's just, no, I'm not a wolf, get out of here.
He's not a wolf, that's great, let's go.
So yeah, there you go.
And
I'll do this on while everybody else is doing something.
I imagine like you fly up, you pick someone, and then you zip back down.
Right, and you hear poking and prodding, and
Yeah.
not a wolf, or
Yeah. Or they start either they say they're not a wolf, or they're like ow, kind of thing.
Okay.
So, but that's essentially what it is.
that's I've learned, and I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so Click's doing that. What do you guys want to do? You're familiar with the festival just because, say, you've been with Egros for a while. You know that during the day, everyone that's mainly for little kids to run around with the sticks and poke people to kind of represent that. Teach them that silver is what's used to find out who's a wolf and stuff, and that the only way to kill lycanthropes is using silver. And then at the end of the night, they take all the effigies afterwards, and they kind of have like a bonfire and stuff, and people just kind of hang out. There's drinks that come out, usually very weak ale, and that are provided by local taverns and stuff. And people just are merry because tomorrow is the next day. Where since you've been in this area, you know that the second day is usually of whoever is the ruling person of the town, either if it's a council or a monarchy or some kind of whatever. They usually try to make a presence, kind of just help keep up morale and say, how everything's doing okay, the milling around the people, so just to get to know the public a bit more. But that's kind of, that's the, what's it called, the common arrangements of the festivals. Usually most shops and stuff are shut down just because everyone's partaking.
Okay.
Seems to you, though, that you're the only one that happens to know what's going on here. Everyone else seems a bit of a... Lost. Definitely, what is that called? Stranger in a strange land kind of thing.
Yeah. So she's seen him poking people?
Oh, yeah. You know this is a child's game. It's mainly, as I said, just... It keeps child busy during the day, so they spend all their time running around. They tucker themselves out so people can toss their kids at
to
home
sleep
in bed.
and enjoy the bonfire.
And so they can either their kids enjoy the bonfire, the older ones, or the younger ones just clock out early so parents can just hang out, relax, and be merry.
They don't know me.
He knows that it's just a child's game, correct?
Oh no, I didn't realize. And she just kind of like this, and the little hummingbird goes and fetches you again.
So, hummingbird comes out, and I go
Whack it with a stick.
I poke it with a stick. I hopefully I'm in mid poke while this is happening.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm about to get my next,
Victim?
victim of sorts.
Hummingbird lands on your stick and
Yeah.
just like gives you a disapproving look.
Okay. And I drop the stick immediately, and
The woman turns around and goes, "Oh, my word!"
I'm already out.
And you're gone.
Yeah, I'm gone.
Your little hummingbird reminds me of Pocahontas.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
That's what I've been thinking, too. It's just,
That's kind of what I go, and how it like buzzes.
Yeah, it's just like
communicates.
really.
I'll try to get that. I'll rewatch Pokemon so I can get into that.
And so, do you come back?
Oh yeah.
This game is just for children to learn how to kill these beasts.
And the children are wiser the better. I mean, that's a great thing, because you learn from the children first, right? Yeah, that's what you do. I mean, you go around, and it's fun. Actually, it was fun. You should try it. Actually, it was a great thing. I loved it. It was great. I'm going to do it again.
I think we should let the children have their fun.
Understood. What are we doing? What's going on?
Well, we're told to relax.
Would you like to watch the puppet show?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's right.
Zip right over. I'm gonna go right back.
So, this job that I didn't have a chance to see, what does it pay, actually?
Oh, he told you that it's 15 gold for when the task is complete.
For everybody.
Yeah, well,
Not
it's
each.
it's 15 gold for everybody, and then an additional 2 gold per person. So it's
And then
15.
if
It's a
you
15 gold purse,
Yeah.
and then that's just to get the job done, and then it's 2 gold per person.
So I might have 3 gold pieces coming to me in the future.
Yeah, and as I said, it's just a job that's 10 days away. Go check in, and then come back.
Alright, so I'm probably like, well, when are we leaving?
Tomorrow.
I shall go. I pretty much got all my things with me. Where do we meet to begin?
Church.
Oh, back there. I think my inn is at the outskirts of the city.
It's not on the outskirts. Definitely, everything that's usually in the walls. The only thing that's outside these walls is usually farmlands. So probably what you are.
Like the cheapest place I could find.
Yeah, it's probably like right outside one of the entryways of the gatehouses.
Alright, so I'm near one of the gatehouses. So I was going to go back there and see if anybody has something a little more meaty to eat. Bread's not really my thing.
That makes sense.
So I was going to go look for something to eat. I suppose I can, unless you need me for the day's festivities, I will probably be going to my inn, because I seem to make the neighbors uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Everyone's still, as I say, keeping a berth of you because you have a presence.
Yeah. I'm going to just make myself scarce. If you need me, and the inn's called, I can't remember what it's near the West Gate, though. And
Ye Old Holiday Inn.
I'm sure we could find you.
if you ask where the silver guy went, they'll
Yeah.
probably be able to tell you, I guess.
Then we've just been staying at the Temple of Silvertron if you need us.
No, gods make me uncomfortable in closed doors, so I will be.
Interesting.
I will be at my inn, in my room, eating.
As he's eating meat.
And I start going away, because now I know I've got 3 gold pieces coming in. I can go spend 5 copper on something to eat.
Yep.
So he walks away, and she'll just kind of like say out loud, but more to herself, and be like, "If he doesn't trust in the gods, then I don't know if this job would be worth it for him."
Some people need to learn to trust in the gods. It is not some people's natural state. But that is what journeys are for.
I trust in these puppets. And they're going to tell me a story. Is what's going to happen. And I'm going to be enthralled. And I'm going to learn.
So I guess we watch the puppet.
You waited for me to walk completely away before saying that, right?
Yeah, I am polite
So
enough.
I didn't hear any of that.
Oh, yeah, she did right behind your back. That's...
As soon as you turn
Yeah.
around, she shouts it back to
Who's
you.
this guy think he is?
We're all God-fearing people, and this guy literally fears gods.
And you're hiring suitors.
Hiring is a strong word. We need to find 2 others.
All right. For what again? I don't.
My lady just informed me that we would need each other.
All right.
How's the performance?
He's actually not there. He after you guys
He went to go get a
he
snack.
went to go get
Oh,
a
that's
snack.
right, that's right, that's right.
So like you're all sitting there
Yeah.
waiting for the performance, and you're just like all by yourself. The ropes there, the one that blocked it off, so it's the 2 ropes that point into it to make like a little mini amphitheater.
Okay, so
and there's like little logs and stuff set out for kids. And I imagine your front row seat, you're there.
I'm actually front row, but I'm also thinking I might have a better perspective if I go over here.
Okay.
No, over here.
So I imagine you get up and you're
And,
zip.
Yep.
Zip.
Yep, and I'm doing that until the show starts.
Yeah, and
until
like-
until they're filled up by somebody else, and I end up being in the back row. You know what I mean? Just because.
Because you
Yeah.
keep musical chairing around.
Right.
When you sit there, other kids start kind of like piling in, and like they're all like there's a little girl with like a little like knight statue dolly that's made of like a burlap that she has with her, and she sits in the front row and she's watching you, kind of like. And so like kids start piling in because once you start an audience, it's like that whole "you build it, they will come" kind of
Right,
thing.
right.
And so since you're like sitting there watching, they're like, "Oh, there's something to watch." Okay. And so like by the time like half the thing's filled when Alexander gets back,
Do
and
you have
he's
a cat?
Right now, yes, we have
cat
Durka.
sitting.
We're cat sitting.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't ever remember this cat being here, and there's just a cat in the house.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's Durko. He's
Okay.
he's a big boy and he's a great kid. He's a good cat.
Okay, I was just like, I don't know if a random cat broke it, so I was just like,
just chilling. He's just like, "Sup?
Yeah.
I live here now."
I mean, cats.
Cats. Actually, this is a good place to take a break, so we're gonna take a break right now, and then we'll rendezvous before we wrap up.
Woohoo.
So, break it time. And we're back. Sorry about that prolonged break. We had to get food or snacks and potty breaks. So, anywho.
And I also learned that the word clock doesn't mean getting knocked out in this game.
So,
Yeah.
but nonetheless, last we left you guys, you were heading to the inn after rendezvousing with your.
Yeah, since I've already been at this inn for a day, do they have meat there? Do you think? Okay.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I'm just gonna basically, I'm gonna, as unobtrusively as possible, order something to be delivered to the room, and then
I mean, you're there. Because he's. No, I'm saying, like, he's at the inn already. Like, it's not Postmates if it's going upstairs.
and
room
then
service.
It's room service.
I'll
yeah.
probably like, just kind of like sit in my room and read my parents the book that survived,
The book.
and then probably like in my head talk to the Galvin,
Okay.
like I'm just going over things.
Okay.
Like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing?
I like it. Okay.
So,
Ball calling Orson. Come in, Orson. Ball calling Orson. Come in, Orson.
But yeah, so
that'll be my night.
yeah,
probably.
so stereotypical. They're not standoffish with you, but they're definitely kind of just like, "Whew, that's a big boy," kind of thing. They send you your meat. They send you because the first time they sent it to you, they sent you a normal serving, and you were just like, "Oh, this is."
I need a little more.
A little more. So when the food comes up to you, it is your
What's this?
comic relief, like mutton, like leg.
And I'm just all,
You're just like, there we go. That's
I go, oh, thank you very much. Sorry to be such a bother. It's,
you're just like, no, it's fun. I haven't seen any Dragonborn, so it's
neither have I.
he kind of like looks at you. Where do you come from? Did you just fall from the sky?
No, I mean of course, my parents. But
Oh,
other than them, I've never seen another Dragonborn either.
curious.
Yes.
But-
If you've never seen one,
No, I personally, I've heard of them, but I not seen one.
I was hoping maybe you'd seen one. Well, can't be helped then.
Well, if you need anything else, please just let us know. Don't be a stranger.
All right.
And he kind of just like,
And I've kind of like just got my book here, and I'm
yep.
all right.
He sets it down and then closes the door.
Slowly.
Thank you. Just go back to my book.
But yeah, so that's that
I'll
interaction.
Watch the show with Click.
Okay.
I'll sit down awkwardly next to him.
When you get there, it's pretty full, and like the kid ranges between like 3 and maybe tops out at 12.
Stand back.
I'll
Yeah.
stand back.
There you go. Like at least Click kind of blends in because he's height-wise at least with the older kids, but like it's mainly a show for young kids.
That's a +8 advantage, by the way. Just +8 advantage.
With
Like a
kids?
hang with kids.
I assume that this is a play I've seen multiple times.
Yeah, especially when
In
you were
other
younger.
churches,
Other churches, it's definitely parrots. The very like what Ekros goes through went before he ascended, but it's very like comic relief slapstick. Like
Yes.
yeah, essentially Veggie Tales of Ekros, where like when he's like fighting monsters or undead, it's very just like bap, 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 and they're like kind of thing.
And I am just.
So you have the very oddly squeaky laugh coming from the Aarakocra squeak. With I imagine when you laugh, your wings kind of
Oh, yeah,
a little bit.
absolutely.
So there's like a little dust storm where he said this they just some dust, and so there's some kids go hey, but
It's funny, isn't it? It's funny. It's just funny.
all in all, everyone seems to enjoy it. There's even some parents that chuckle at it. Like everyone seems to enjoy it. And so, And there is a little there's a little what is it, fourth wall breaks that he makes with it where Ekros like addresses the audience and stuff. As I said, it's one of those. It's like VeggieTales meets Dora the Explorer kind of thing. But everyone seems to love it. It goes on for about an hour, and then kids kind of just get up and leave.
After that, Oriana would actually just like, this is a bit much. I'm going to go back to the temple. And she is as well gonna find a quiet room and just like, oh god.
This is probably the most noise you've ever heard ever in your existence.
Yeah. Yeah, so she goes back and probably has a like, really?
Yeah, like, do we really have to do this? That's a lot of people.
Yeah. And then also some praying on like, who is him?
I just now have this whole mysterious him that is now up in the air of whatever stuff that you already got me into.
Yeah.
I like that. That's funny.
So just some looking through her book of like him, and then some just like meditating, praying, like, any hints?
Yeah.
No,
So I'm
no,
on
it's,
babysitting duty?
It sounds like it. It sounds like at the first attempt of a group forming, she's Oriana's just like, all right, you take care of him.
Well, no, she would have, before she left, she would have told Clay, like, oh, I'm going back to the temple, just, don't get into any trouble, huh?
You see this? This is great. This is a great show. It's what? I mean, it's great. What? Yeah. Yeah.
And a little girl holding her blanket just looks at you and goes, oh.
Yeah, sorry. It's really good.
So she will stick around and kind of like make sure he's,
As I said, the show ends, everyone enjoys it, kids laugh, they clap. At the end of it, Alexander comes out with the little puppet and, kind of...
Thanks everyone.
Yeah, thanks everyone for coming.
and I'm still there.
Yeah.
I'm still there. I'm going to be like the last one. I'm still in awe. And it's a great show. It was really good. I mean, it was like, if, this world had the Golden Globes for puppets, this would be one of the shows. That's exactly. So, but I am going to pull out from my pack, I have a pack or satchel, a priest pack basically.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pull out the notebook that I have. I'm going to ask for an autograph.
When you come up, he goes, "Oh, little miracle, thank you. I don't think I would have been able to set up in time and get food."
Oh, you want to help close it out? Do you guys have to, or is this up for going on for...
I'd probably put on another show, maybe another hour or
Ooh.
so.
I've got to stay to this one too. Yeah, this is going to be good.
And he,
I needed like an encore of this.
he reaches out to, are you like holding the notebook
yeah.
out?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So he just goes, what is this?
Love your autograph, if I can have it.
Oh. I didn't know my show was that stirring. It's mainly just for the kids. He signs it, and you have the signature of an Alexander Blair.
Yeah! Oh, I got it.
Thank you. Wait for the next show.
He kind of like, yeah, like, okay,
All
thank
right.
you.
So, yeah, I'm going to stay for the show.
And he just kind of like picks up and stuff, cleans up where kids left trash.
Oh, and I'm
There's-
following along.
Yeah. But he just kind of like clears it up, gets it ready for the next show in like an hour or so.
She'll approach him and just be like, "And you're a cleric."
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's what they told me.
No. So like an acolyte.
Yeah, that's what they... Yeah. Yeah. That's what I am. I haven't done it before. I mean, I got trained in it. I mean, that's really... I mean, they told me stuff
Do
where I
you
was at.
just worship or can you do magic as well?
Well, so I understand it. I got some information, and I know, and I'm actually supposed to be out here learning it or doing it. So I guess you'll see. So a great show, wasn't it?
Yes, I'm just also trying to get your worth. for the mission?
We'll see.
What cantrips do you have?
Oh, the cantrips I've got are. Okay, this is this new thing here. Let's go to other. Okay, next tab, spells. Bam. Here we go. And it's the cantrips. I got resistance, spare the dying, with the circle of morality.
Yep.
Which is something that'd be kind of. I really was hoping to actually get a spin. You know, do that. It'd be kind of fun. Thaumaturgy and toll the dead, because they've been told so. Right. What? So yeah, I tend to have a. Is it a? Can't these are? It's not a wizard's thing to have. They're the ones that have books and things.
Right.
Clerics have the memory of it and have the learned. It's
And
learned.
you'll have like a.
Yeah, you pray to your deity and they gift you the spells, or
Right.
you ask your deity for what spells you need. And
You
those
still
ones
have
that
like a
You have
divine focus. That
which
helps
he
you.
has is your mace. With the symbol
Yeah.
on the tassel.
Yeah. So if I need it, what I'll do is I'll probably end up holding on to the handle or the edge of the handle while it's just on me, and then I'll end up trying to remember what I'm supposed to say. And then hopefully it works.
For which spell?
For, the spells, the first level spells would be for Bane, Bless, Ceremony, Cure Wounds, False Life, Purify Food and Drink, and
Which one do you want to do?
Oh,
or are you trying to do a spell?
just to show that I can do it.
Yeah, because she's like asking you.
Thaumaturgy's a good show.
Yeah,
it is a definite. That's one I would
Right.
suggest.
Okay, so thaumaturgy and a cantrip's just like that, right?
It just has a verbal component.
Okay, so so let me think about this one. You're looking to see my value.
Things that it can do is like make your voice sound booming, 3 times as loud as normal for a bit. Flicker flames. You can cause harmless tremors. You can create instantaneous sounds that originate from a point in your choice within range, so 30 feet.
Okay.
Like either a cry of a raven or rumble of thunder, ominous noise. Or you can unlock doors and windows that are they fly open or shut. You can change the appearance of your eyes, and you can cast a spell multiple times, up to 3, doing any of these effects.
So it's then as a joke in that sense. If it's casting the voice scenario, then I can actually act as if I'm talking to myself. So basically, I'll say,
Can I do it? Yes, you can. Can I do it? Yeah, you can.
Really
I
loud,
can do
though,
it.
right?
Well, no, he's doing the
it's
ominous, the whispers,
It's the
kind of like
whispers.
Okay.
from a distance.
Yeah, and you can hear it.
I can do this, right? Yes, you can.
It's perfect. Yeah, and so, and then maybe I'll go up and I'll just again, just for the necessary effect of it, I'll just sort of pull this little bit of flame out. Just go, it's Silitrum, right? Or Silitrum.
Silitrum.
So Silitrum, go
For you from Silitrum.
Just
that
a
would
little
be
bloop flame.
yeah, and then
Dazzled.
Surprised.
She's surprised. I know.
And then, meanwhile, Blair's just watching this. Like, Alexander is just like, oh, that's really good.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Can I be part of your puppet show?
Do you think you know it enough?
Give me another shot. Give me another shot. Let's do it.
I don't know. I could test if I have memory, or I mean, I do have a memory in some cases where I have the ability to remember something, that and mimic it to the best of my ability. I think so. I think what I'll do is if I could be part of the show and if it requires like special effects, I'll use the thaumaturgy for that purpose.
When he does the second show, we'll have you roll a performance, and
Okay.
we'll kind of
Give
what
plus
that.
one.
Yeah, we'll
Let's
give
do
what
it.
that does.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he kind of rehearses with you and stuff, and tells you what he's gonna want you to do and stuff.
And
Okay.
definitely stay and watch to
Yeah.
see what this is. Yeah.
And so time passes
She would
by.
grab food first,
Yeah.
so she can just kind of sit back and eat and then watch the show happen.
Exactly. So the hour and a half goes by. The new crowd of kids show up. There's a couple kids with sticks. There's some grab-ass teenagers in the back, or not teenagers, but older boys with the sticks who are like, they're sitting there with it, and like one of them will be like, tunk, to the other one to like bonk him on the head, and the other one does the same thing.
Oh.
And then there's like a parent that like slaps one of them in the back of the head and goes, "You guys, knock that off! I'm here to watch the show."
Oh, I'm focused on that.
Picture day.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm on that one.
And so the show goes on.
Okay.
Roll me that d20 and give me a performance check.
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Self-guided.
So it's a +1 under
Use it.
charisma.
I think you said.
I
I
said
thought we
resistance.
said. Oh, resistance.
Yep.
Give yourself bless.
Oh. Go bless on top of that. Bless myself on top of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you could bless both you and Blair.
Alexander.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
I want to do
okay.
that. I'm gonna bless. And that's an instant, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So I cast.
It only lasts a minute, but this is
Yeah.
to like kind of the opening.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna handle and
For Caldron.
we're
Caldron.
and then something cool. Now let's do this.
So d20 and then add a d4.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got +1, so it's 12 plus.
3, so 15.
Yeah, 3,
That's
15.
not bad. And then I'll do his as well. D4, there you go. Oh shit, buddy. I think that's the new D20 too. It is phenomenal between the two of you.
Yeah.
What he tells you to do is he tells you to like have like the rumble of thunder to like happen as like the curtain comes up.
Right.
And like the ground ominously rumbles and stuff, and like all the kids, like there's some little kids who like like back in their seats, one falls over and then gets back up and like sits on it, like whoa, what's going on? And so the first part of the show is phenomenal. The two of you are just playing back and forth, and you're just adding the perfect ambiance and stuff, and you're able to do the voices of the characters that are going to be coming on stage for him.
Nice.
And
Nice.
so then when he actually brings them on stage, they're there. So
Okay.
it's like you can make it sound like they're coming from stage left, stage right, and then that's when he actually brings the puppet on. So that's the first half. Roll me a second
You got it.
performance and
Here we go. Let's do this. 12. Oh, this was a complete failure until, let's see, hold on. Oh yeah, that's what is that?
A 3.
That's a 3. Yeah, it's a 3. So that would be that is that's 9.
So
Yeah.
he doesn't do so hot either.
Yeah.
You guys had a great like opening and stuff, but then you guys you start kind of like appropriating stuff from the end into the middle, and like you do sound effects before he talks, and so like he kind of like has to like stop, wait for you to like for your sound effect to end, and then continue talking over it, and I mean,
Okay.
they're kids, so like
Kids
they're
are-
not
the
critically
first act was
acclaimed.
great. The second act, not so much.
Yeah. You got what is it? Those two Muppets? Are you kids? Like, oh god, this is definitely not as good as I thought it was. Me too. It's not the same show as it was last year. But
Boo! Get off the stage!
yeah, but I mean, they're kids,
Right.
so like they can't tell what's going on. They all thought it was part of the show, and you guys kind of play it off. But there is a little bit of mishaps. But let and behold, everyone enjoys the show. And
Bam!
when it ends, he walks out with his little puppet of Ekros and brings you out as well. And you two, kind of do your bows as kids are clapping. I mean,
man,
the parents are kind of just like. But
You're
Yeah.
he
welcome.
doesn't set anything on fire and no one dies.
You're welcome. This is so great. Thank you very much again. This is great. See you tomorrow.
There's a bunch of like clapping kids, and then like as they're all clapping, it's getting dark and stuff, and like some of the really young ones are like yawning, rubbing their eyes and stuff, getting all sleepy, and you see parents kind of like gathering their children, like, oh yeah, no, I know you had a busy day, kind of thing.
Poking and prodding.
Yeah, so that's what it is.
Okay.
But yeah, so evening is upon you guys, and people are start bringing out more festivities for the adults now.
There's gonna be a bonfire next.
Oh, great. Let's do this. Oh my God. Really? This is going to be great because because I can help. I can totally help with it. I can do whatever. This is great.
How about you let the people in charge of the bonfires?
Let's find him.
No, I mean, like, let them do their job and we watch.
Well, I see your point. I see your point. I mean, okay. Yeah, okay. That's no problem. We can do that. That's okay. I can do that. No,
It's
that's fine.
safer.
For who?
Everyone, if you just let them do their job.
See where you're going with that one. I see where you're going. Okay, I hear you. I hear you. Let's do it.
And then once again, Alexander like thanks you and stuff, and he starts packing everything up.
The best part is that I have this great ability to be able to say, I want to do that, I want to do that, I want to do that, I want to do that. And if I get something an idea that comes across that like, oh, that's right, he needs help, I'm going to go right to that, where I just, because that seems like the most immediate thing to do. And knowing that I'm not going to be doing any bonfire stuff except to sit, then I'm definitely going to help him out first and say,
I'm gonna do this first. Let me go ahead and do this, okay? I'm gonna help out, okay? I'm gonna do that.
Yes.
yeah, okay, good.
Can I help?
Yeah, by all means, please.
Okay,
And
that's
so
right.
the two of you kind of fold everything up. It takes a lot longer to fold everything up. It seems it's easier to pull everything out and put everything back. It's more tedious. So it takes you until it's well into dark. And by the time he's all finished up, he kind of just like slaps the back of it and goes, well, click, right?
Yes.
Well, you are a little miracle. And he kind of just like smiles and just kind of
Oh,
pats you on the back.
yeah.
Well, God, thank you very much, Mr. Thank you, Mr. Master Blair. Thank you very much. That's great. Thank you.
And
See ya.
I'm gone. I'm heading. Well, unless you were waiting for me the whole time. Were you waiting for me the whole time? Man, that is so nice.
That's very nice of you. Thanks for holding on. It's great. You got to watch it. Yeah, it was good. Thank you. Bonfire, right? We're doing bonfire.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Let's do it.
As you guys,
Does your
right before you finish, different bonfires, maybe like every couple blocks, those effigies of the werewolves, they kind of just like pull them out more out of the street since people have cleared out, and they light them on fire, and there's like kegs of like ale next to them, and there's people serving out ale, and these big like kegs, and just handing them out. Everyone's just kind of milling about, enjoying the evening. There's song and dance and crap.
Yeah.
People are just celebrating.
She'll definitely take an ale, sit back a little bit, pull down, and just enjoy it.
And I will join the dancing. I will learn it. Two-step if I have to. Figure it out. I'm dancing.
Okay. They dance with you as long as you're not flying. People try to like not step on your feet and everything, and most people kind of like regard you as a child just because of your height and everything and a bit of your innocence. But you guys have a fun evening.
Oh, yeah.
You don't really get any bothers unless you send for anyone.
No. I got money incoming, and somebody's got a very important job for me to do. So evidently, I found what I've been looking for.
Yeah. I don't know if you have really name dropped who you are.
Not really.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I figured you probably wouldn't because you're kind
I'm
of.
trying to keep it under wraps. I'm not really sure if they try and like make me go back.
Okay, good. So I was just checking. So they're letting you stay there and everything.
Yeah. Essentially, we would have come in as like traveling clerics.
Yeah, and so that's kind of what they've given you. Is
Okay.
they've given you like cells pretty much of
Yeah.
clerics, and so that's kind of where you've been staying.
So there's no wanted sign anywhere with her face on it or anything
No.
like that, right?
No.
Okay. Making
Not
sure.
yet.
Not yet.
But so yeah, that's your guys'
I
evening,
love that photograph.
right?
I just can imagine wanted right on top of it.
Right?
Yeah, that's great.
Runaway.
Yeah, run away.
Anyway.
Kidnapped by
Yes.
to your characters.
Yeah. Little feathered thumb.
But yeah, so that's your guys' night.
Alright.
Everything goes off without a hitch.
I mean, I'll eventually head to the temple and be, whatever it is going there. So yeah, that's awesome. That was fun. That was.
Man, that was fun. That was so good. That was great.
Where can I take you?
Well, I'm just going to the temple.
I'll
The
walk
cylinder.
with.
Okay. Well, let's do it. Let's go. You can stay there too.
I have an in.
Oh,
You have an in what? You have...
A room at the inn.
Oh, I thought you said... It was like an incomplete sentence. I'm sorry. I just thought you were having, like, you were in for something. Okay. Thanks. Good night.
And I'll just walk, make sure nothing,
babysitting. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I Helena, I get it. I get it. So, you walk, click back into the temple, and like, there's a bunch of priests that just, hey!
Yeah. Are we sharing a room, or just sharing a cell, or what are we doing?
I mean,
It's up to you guys. They're multi room. There's usually 2 clerics or 2 priests for each room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am, as fast as I am getting where I'm at, I'm also fast asleep. Yeah, so,
Oh, good night.
and it's just like that.
And I'll just walk back to my inn.
Okay. Alright. As I said, everyone makes it to their rooms. Those in their rooms already can sleep accordingly.
Yeah.
So we're at full health now.
Yeah. I'm not sure what damage anyone took.
Yeah.
I don't think you ate enough bread to get yourself
Okay, good. Making
poisoned.
sure. Yeah. Side effects include,
Yeah. But
throwing up a lot in the evening.
But now I'll try and get an early start in the morning and try and be the first one there at the temple because
okay.
that's what I do.
That's fine. So you easily could. You were there all night, so I don't know if you wanted to tuck in early and get there at dawn. So you're actually up there. You can get there before, and while you're getting there, there is definitely, from last night, there was, you would see maybe occasional guard everywhere, but now it seems like like 5-fold.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely a way more guard
Like
presence.
Mardi Gras is about to start.
Essentially. And so like there definitely are kind of like cleared everything out from the front or from the center streets, and that's where they're positioned. They're just positioned along the streets, making sure people aren't using the center fair, and they're keeping to the side fair.
Oh, because the parade, yeah.
Yeah. And so that's pretty much just all they're doing. They're setting up for that.
So, not knowing what's going to happen, probably, I'll probably make a easily made mistake and just walk like right.
Yeah,
towards the
you're like, oh, it's gonna be so much easier for me to walk in the
I'm just
middle.
gonna
There's no
walk
one
right
there.
across the street here.
Yeah.
And just like.
And so, like, while you go, there's going to be, like, a guard, he's going to just be like, Oi, big fella!
Oh, yes?
We're trying to keep the street clear. There's a parade that's happening later?
Oh. You can't tell, but I'm very embarrassed.
And it's just, right, hurry on up. Don't use the middle of the street. Come on, hurry up. Hop to it.
Get off the road.
Yeah.
You scuttled.
That's so embarrassing.
But yeah, so, and then the other one that just goes, when you get to the other side of the street, it's just like, yeah, just try to stay on thoroughfare. I know, new to town, it's a weird time of year.
All right. Is there an easy way to get to such and such without crossing the road?
He gives you directions of like alleyways to take and stuff that could get you there without having to cross major streets. It's actually just the singular major street that goes all the way around.
All right.
So he just tells you how to get there and take byways and stuff. And he's like, worst case scenario, just ask a guard and they'll just kind of shoo you through.
All right.
If you need to cross the street.
Thank you.
I'd probably be the second one there.
Okay.
Well, I was planning on getting there about dawn too. So probably all of us around dawn.
I get there and everybody's beating me there and I'm all,
Shit! I was gonna get there all bright and early, and everyone else is here also bright and early.
trying to make a good impression.
I suppose that the hummingbird taps me on the head.
I pick you up personally.
Okay. Yeah, it's always that moment. Yeah, well, so I'll take my regular bird bath before I do it, and and then I'll end up.
Deep green.
Yeah, you preen as well. Okay. I like to imagine you set up like a saucer, like
oh yeah,
and then just put water in it,
absolutely,
and then just
And then get it and splash
yeah,
around.
right. Just my face and my belly and my buttocks and all that stuff. And,
oh, right.
so it's a little messy, Okay. I just wanted
There's
to
a bit water on,
No,
on
there's
the
yeah.
floor.
I can't help that. I'll just a towel would be great though. So, but I'm already.
She'll actually just like use prestidigitation. It's just like
There
Right.
you go.
Oh, nice. That's right.
you're probably used to it by now.
It's
For
like
a while.
your prestidigitation is probably like an air dryer.
Yeah.
It's
A very
ruffle.
instantaneous.
I guess a ruffle. Yeah. Look like how do I look like Big Bird now? How did that
Pretty
happen?
much.
Just but yeah. Okay, and so I'm with you too.
Yeah, as I said, I do love that imagery of like, Vault's just gonna. It's Vault, right?
Vol.
Vault.
VOL.
Vol is just showing up all like, I'm gonna show up early. I'm gonna get there before sunrise, and as soon as like sun starts peeking over the walls, he comes around the corner, and you guys are all just kind of like standing there, and he's just like,
Just on.
You can't tell right now, but I got a face of
My
disappointment.
head just kind of dips a little, and I just kind of like move forward, shoulders down.
Good morning!
Morning.
And I probably show up a few minutes after.
yeah.
Okay, so it's a matter of just that awkward part of that moment where like,
We're all here now. What are we doing? What's going on? What are we doing?
Once I get the map, it'll be easy for me to.
You have a map.
Oh.
They told you it was.
Okay,
the
never mind.
yeah.
I have the map.
Because
I was
'Cause-
fast.
I would assume if your character either A would have purchased a map before coming into town, or on the first day that would have purchased a map.
Okay.
They wouldn't have given you it, but they would have told you it's 10 days out along the road.
So the town's here.
it's one of those like, at the end that she's at, it's just one of those like, stacks of like, touristy stuff and the map included,
More of like, you would have to go to like a general goods spot that sells like a map of the region.
Okay.
And it shows the kingdom of Etianos and then like all the different like places along the trade roads, because there's all roads kind of lead to this,
Okay.
and all the different big towns along the way. And then also like names of woods or different keeps that are out in the wild.
Okay. So, but she wasn't there. Okay, so she was there, but we weren't there.
I would assume she would
Okay,
have gotten
got
a
it,
map.
got it.
Because
Okay,
if
got
you've
it.
been traveling around for a
Yeah.
bit. then-
Okay.
So
Okay.
she'll roll it out and be like, we need to go here.
There? What is that? What is there? What is that? What was the...
That was the town with the wolfmen problem.
The Canton, the
Keston.
Keston.
Yes.
Yeah, got it. Okay, that's what it is. Let's go.
Alright.
Have you made sure he is prepared?
He's a well-traveled
Coming.
cleric of
Coming back. Got everything I need. Got my, hold on.
He's kept me very safe.
Got everything. I got my stuff. How about you?
Yes.
What did you decide to do? Great weapon or great weapon? So you have what the big...
I have a huge sword on my back, along with a bow, and then kind of at hip area is like a kind of smaller light crossbow.
You got one too?
And I flip my other side up, and I got my crossbow right there as well.
These are great. I can get it from a distance. Yeah, that's amazing. That's what I also can do. I can totally do that. You were asking me last night. I can do that too. It's great. It's fun.
And I just zip right back out again.
And
I'm sort of
everyone
like trying to just, I guess, go to the direction we're supposed to go. So
is prepared in case we do find wolfmen, correct? I'm hoping we could maybe get Silver and Keston. Because that's what we
Sort of.
need.
And I'm under the impression that magic works particularly well.
So magic.
I don't believe it's actually wolfmen, but I will, or the dangerous, the real wolfmen. But if it is, I will endeavor to be prepared when the situation arises.
But you are trained, yes.
Yes, I am. I have I'm a fully trained mercenary. I know how to use all of these things that I'm wearing.
I imagine as you pat your different weapons.
I am good enough with these to get by.
That's fine with me.
We will talk to him first, right?
The Wolfmen?
Well, none of them are bad, are they?
Yes, if they are wolfmen, yes, they're all bad. And they robbed a caravan.
All right.
I'm sure we'll know if it is their time to be ushered from this world.
He's like, I can get behind that.
That's all you got for me. All right. So
I guess we head out the gates. We'll start walking through
Yeah.
town.
So, as I said before, since you guys were all near the area, if you guys are going to be heading out of town, you are going to have to cross the street. So I assume with Vol's previous experience, he says,
Oh yeah, I go. When we come to one of these streets, I'm like, oh, we have to go through here. We definitely want to talk to a guard first, or else they're going to yell at us.
Paul is the sweetest.
Well, he's 16.
So we should definitely go. Oh, I'll handle this, and go find a guard. Excuse me,
I
sir.
fly.
So like I imagine that when you like say something, he
I'll
just
like put my hand on his shoulder when he's
and
not
he just,
looking
yeah,
at me.
and he just like reaches for his long sword, turns around, and goes, "Oh shit! Oh!"
Excuse me, sir. My companions and I need to cross the street. Are we in
And then
danger
he's
of jeopardizing the
I imagine
parade?
you fly
Yeah,
over.
I'm right over.
And I go,
You go,
Yeah. Yeah.
is that one yours?
yes.
I mean, he didn't cross the street, flew over. I don't think.
We're leaving, if that helps.
And he kind of like leans and looks, and just goes, "No, I don't think the parade's gonna be starting anytime soon." Yeah, no, you can cross. And he just
Hey guys, come on here.
whistles to the other guard and just goes, "All right, go ahead." And
I
he
come
kind of like
back
walks
to
out.
I go, we should probably go.
And so like the two guards walk into the street, like kind of like making sure no one's coming through either
We
way,
skirt
and let you
across.
guys skirt through.
I'm on the other side. Just want to let you know. I'm there.
And then you guys can make it to the tavern that's near the gate.
Okay.
We'll head you guys westward, right out towards Keston.
Keston, alright.
And Keston is to the west.
Yes, well, northwest.
Awesome.
Now, are we saying that like my adventuring pack is fresh? Cause
Yeah, I would assume that
then I've got
everyone's...
10 days of rations
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
I
I'm
don't...
really
Yeah.
hunting on the
Quickly...
road.
Yeah. But yeah, so
Well,
if
I'll
anything...
walk with you guys. Okay. That's because you're going too slow anyways. I just got to walk with you. You know.
These are things we've learned while traveling together.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah. And stay behind you. That's what I also understand too. Just because
That's not a thing that comes from me. I don't care.
So...
we gotta watch your back.
Rotate. There we go. So, as just a little thing, so like, Etionos is right there.
Oh wow!
And so, it's the one that heads northwest, so it's along this road. Each one of our hexes is about a day's travel. It's about 20 miles.
Okay, so we moved.
So it's just going to be
hexes.
10 hexes that's going to take you guys there. And since you're taking the road, it's going to take you guys not that long. If you guys do a normal march, it'll take you guys maybe like 7 days to get there, so about a week.
Okay, and I do have survival.
Yeah, I figured someone would have at least survival that you guys can forage
I
on
have
the
that
land.
too.
We can have advantage.
So, but if you
That's
guys,
actually something I'm fairly decent at, actually. 'Cause I've been on the road by myself for a long time. So.
if you guys want to fast travel through those 7 days, we can, and just get us there. Or if you
Is
guys,
that gonna be okay? 'Cause
It-
of-
honestly, those two are, as I said, they are God. The hand of the gods is literally wherever,
It's gonna drop them.
drop them wherever off
But-
the story takes them, because that's where they are right now. Is they're stuck in.
I would like to, if possible, try and supplement my food source because jerky's great and all, but yeah. So I could
So-
just keep my witch sharp, do a little hunting.
Okay. So let's roll a couple survival checks.
Both
Just
of us, or
yeah, if either one wants to give advantage, and then we'll see how well you guys do.
+5.
I'll give her advantage.
Okay. And then depending on those checks, we'll kind of just like walk through what.
So I'm
what
like,
happens.
what kind of tracks are these? And you're like, oh, these are.
11 on the first round.
Okay. Well, it's as I said, it's very hard to get lost on the road. So while you're there, you don't get lost, but you don't really find anything on that first road. It is the first day outside of the.
And it's probably just getting used to new companions and everything. So.
Yeah, and
And we're scaring all the game away.
not all of you are scaring the game away. It's just one person's particularly chipper.
You know, I figure it's the
if
draws them
we're-
in. I figure to draw them in. Come on.
While we're traveling by ourselves and stuff, she would keep her scarf down and everything because she'd feel more comfortable being away from.
The main city.
Yeah.
No, I understand.
Ariana definitely relaxes a bit outside of the city as well. Just like, oh.
Yeah. So the serenity of the outside.
Be alone.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people in the city.
I don't know if I probably actually become more nervous out on the road. Not that I'm afraid, or just I know it's more dangerous out here, so I'm like more alert, I imagine. I'm like,
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
what was that?
That's fine. So you guys do eat one day of rations, and then as I said, roll, and we'll narrate what happens with those checks. Oh.
That is a 17.
17. You find enough food for everyone.
With his help.
Yeah,
Maybe we hunt together.
exactly. You guys are able to take down not an elk, a deer, and be able to,
Yeah.
prepare it and everything.
After we bring it back, and I'll look at you. Click. Do you eat meat, or are you vegetarian?
and this is where the comedy begins, right? Oh, she's not asking you. She's asking me.
Yeah.
I think I'm a vegetarian. I would do or bugs. I'll eat bugs. I will. Bugs are good. Like they make them like chocolate fire ants or something or whatever it is. Those are the hot ones, right? Yeah. So yeah, it's basically the proteins would be like nuts
Beetles and
and
stuff.
beetles, and of course one of my favorite of all times is simply honey. I like anything with honey on it. Oh yeah, honey.
While you're preparing it, Ariana will prestidigitize flavor it to help you cook it.
Oh, and I was so there's a form of purified food that I got. The thing, but
Yeah, you can do it as a ritual
yeah,
too.
I could do the purified food thing. But the best part about the purified food thing, it's just basically a salt shaker. Seriously, and that's I'll put it on everything, but there's nothing that comes out of it. It's just that is my act. That is my act. What?
Is that that's how you do it? You
Yeah,
just-
I have a salt shaker that would just go up and go. Yeah, but there's no salt coming out of it. It is the kind of spell act that I do. So
Okay.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. So it's done, just like that.
Okay.
And it's really good food.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are fine. Just roll a couple more checks. So that's one day. Just as I said, just roll them, and we'll narrate as we go. We just need 4 more of them.
Cast it.
14.
That day you find enough rations. You guys don't have to dip in, or enough food to supplement rations.
Not very well.
Because as I said, you can't get lost on the road. You
12?
just can't. That day you don't. So that's 2 days of rations gone.
Natural 20, so 25.
You guys hunt a. You're gonna have to help me on this one, Sarah, because I don't understand elk. Is an 8-point elk a good elk?
Yes, early.
The antlers have nothing
This is
to do
enough
with
food
size.
to feed a family for a winter.
Okay, so then that's what you guys learned. Like
So
on
we
that
won't
day.
really be hunting.
Yeah, after that one, you don't need to hunt anymore, because you guys are able to get a 8-point elk, and just that
I
is
think you meant deer. But
deer. Oh yeah, deer. You're right. but you guys have enough foodsies to get you guys through it. And then I think the only thing for him is like honey and bugs.
Yeah.
So
I've got that one. I can do it.
okay.
Yeah. I can do that.
But yeah, so
If I get in trouble, let me know.
the day before that you guys think you're gonna come up to town that morning, you guys are just kind of getting ready, closing down your camp spot and stuff before you pull into town, and this is where we're gonna call it. You guys just see a black cat cross your path. It's just walking along, turns and looks at you guys, and when you see it turn and look, it has a rod in its mouth, a glass rod. Turns and looks at you. Can I get a perception check from everyone while it does it? Did I drop my pen and it with me?
Oh, is it?
It's fine. I can get it later.
Okay.
13.
13,
21.
21,
19.
19.
So I can add my plus real quick. Just
That's fine.
Show off.
It's under.
It's under P. There the perception. Nice. 20.
So the three of you, when it turns its head, you guys all catch a glimpse as like a shimmer underneath the exterior of the cat. You see a skeletal cat skull turn and look with this glass rod in it, and it looks at you guys and just kind of like counts you, and then just turns back.
So, if I'm understanding this correctly, a black cat crossed the road in front of us.
And
it's
the three of you
demonic or
guys,
something.
you
All three of us go, that cat is natural.
yeah, you can see through this the exterior of the cat, and you see the cat skull underneath its exterior. Look at you guys, regard you, kind of like pop up a little bit, and then just kind of.
Do I get a kind of like... I know I don't have like any supernatural ability, but do I get like... Does it appear evil, would you say?
I don't like it.
Is that
You
a
don't like
personal
it.
opinion?
Yeah,
kind of
that's
thing?
however you feel. It's not like it would, it's not like it's a Skeletor or something, and it's just.
Oh, if only it was.
Yeah.
But I will attempt to... how far away is it when it crosses our path?
Like 60, 70 feet.
It's probably faster than me, but I will attempt to give me like a minute to try and catch it. I will try and chase this thing down.
Okay. Well, when you start chasing it, and it like you get within close enough, it just kind of like sees you chasing it, and then it just stops and turns and looks at you.
It's one of those things.
It still has this glass rod, and it's a solid glass rod with just a singular round, like spherical point at it. And it just stops and looks at you with it in its mouth, and it just kind of looks at you.
I will attempt to latch a clawed hand onto it without crushing it or anything, but just try and grab the cat.
You go to, do you just go like super fast at it?
Yes.
Okay. It doesn't move.
Oh, it like lets me pick it
Yeah.
up? How does it feel?
Did you ask it?
It definitely is like when you put your hand around it, it is an illusion.
Oh.
All of it?
No, the exterior. When you reach in, you feel all bones and stuff.
How far away is he?
He's probably 60 feet away, unless you chased after with him.
I would have moved after with him, like.
Then he would have been 20 feet.
Okay.
And it's a skeletal cat. But the exterior of it is a black cat. And when you get close enough, you can see it has eyes. And it has a purple eye and a green eye.
Oh, it's one of those David Bowie cats.
And it just, it looks at you, and it just has the glass rod in its mouth, and it's just looking at you.
Yeah, my one of my backgrounds I borrowed from, or one of my main trait is I cannot let what I consider evil to go unchallenged.
Okay. It's just looking at you. It's just like.
But I never expected it to let me catch it.
So, Zeal would have her hand on her crossbow.
I will, holding the cat with a firm grip,
Yeah.
start walking back to the party.
Yeah. Oriana is a
What
bit
is
confused
it?
because she did not see the thing.
Yeah.
It appears to be dead. It's animated.
Yeah, you see his hand going through the fur.
We have a cleric. He might know what to do with it.
I go, click. Does this seem evil to you? And I put it right in front of her beak.
It still has the glass rod, and it just kind of like makes eye contact with you and just tilts its head.
It smells funny.
Do like a religion or arcana if I've
Yeah,
ever
I've
heard
got
of
it.
something a lot. Like, especially with the glass rod.
Mhm.
Which would you?
Whichever you want, and I'll let you know what it yields.
Okay.
And it,
Insight doesn't have any
Um,
bearing on interpreting.
you can go ahead and roll an insight.
You
Okay.
can
Probably-
also look at your
Probably religion,
possibilities,
just
Okay.
because
'Cause clerics
he said it was undead. I mean, it's the same result either way. It's a 12.
Right. Well, I got the religion, persuasion,
With a religion,
medicine.
you know that there are people who animate the dead, and they can animate
Yeah.
humanoids and stuff. And
I guess that calls for judgment. Is necromancy considered bad in this world?
Oh, that's.
yes, no. Necromancy itself, it's just animating a corpse. You're not pulling the soul back from the afterlife. Animating sentient undead, a lot of people don't like.
So whites.
I was
Whites
saying
and
it
stuff.
specifically on the rod. Like it's
Oh, the rod.
Yeah.
Not religion check, doesn't click anything. Arcana would have given you like it could be some kind of item of arcane purpose, maybe like a focus, or maybe an item of sorts, maybe a material component.
Okay.
But to what spell you don't know.
Yeah.
If I was alone, I would crush it, but as I'm with a group.
When you say crush, it kind of just goes, tries to push, but like it's a cat, so it kind
Yeah.
Oriana's gonna reach up and try and take the glass rod out of its mouth.
it does not let go.
So, in the particular thing where I think part of my background indicates that, albeit that somebody chooses to animate death, then they're not really respecting the Silitrum way. You know?
If they bring the soul back.
Yeah, that's
They
the
bring
big
a-
thing.
oh,
If
that's
they,
the soul,
if they
yeah.
like bind a soul to a corpse and use it as a slave, that's a big thing.
But
Right.
this doesn't seem like mindless undead.
But yet it has the intent when it hears the word crush.
This does not seem
He has a-
mindless. It is not good to bring souls.
And it kind of, when you say mindless, it kind of just gestures like towards you, like
Oh, no, this is bad.
that's a dead cat skeleton in your crushed hands.
Alright. I just.
What happens to the magic rod?
You didn't take it out. I would assume that would also shatter as well.
Okay.
That just, and it was just a perfectly solid glass.
Well, I'm hitting the cat body.
Oh, okay. Then roll a hit. We'll see how well you do.
Ooh. Ooh. Just a regular unarmed attack. That's a 11.
Roll at advantage because it is restrained. It doesn't really
Even less.
Okay. I'm gonna say that you miss it because it's just an 11.
So, like, does it wriggle out of
Yeah,
my hand?
and it
when
tries
I
to
go
wriggle.
punch my hand?
Yeah.
So you scared it.
You actually break the rod. I'm gonna say that's what breaks it, and now it's squirming and stuff,
Okay.
and it's, I guess, a contested athletics.
Okay.
Yeah, told it then.
You told it. Yeah, that's what I'm.
I'm a little wigged out, I guess. I'm just all. And
And then it's just gonna.
I rolled a athletics check. I'm proficient in that. 8.
It squeaks on out of
Yeah.
your hand as you lose grip, and it kind of just slinks out.
So casting Toll the Dead is a cantrip, and
Yep.
and I have to write this first because I really.
It needs a saving throw.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's so you have to save on a 13 or less. Is that what that is? Wisdom 13.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you would have to see if it
Okay.
Yeah, go
Wisdom 13.
ahead. Wisdom 13. There you go. Yeah.
Nope.
Nice.
And so as it's running, so you see it running, and then all of a sudden it just goes.
Oh, so the cat disappears
It disappears.
before the bell.
No, the bell tolls, and like blue, like arcane dust and wisp kind of just sear it away, and it is just.
I like
erased.
that because that's peaceful. None of that violent stuff that just happens.
Pick some of the glass out of my scales. And
Yeah, it's. I imagine you have
I
a
didn't-
gauntleted hand, like a leather hand, so it's like in your like leather
I
glove and
didn't mean
stuff.
to crush the glass thing. I meant to kill the cat thing.
You said blue?
Yeah. You can roll an Arcana check.
Ooh, can I?
Yes.
Oh, I actually took that one. Yeah.
You would be more versed with it.
Jeez. Oh, you bastard die. That's a 12.
If it was an animated corpse, that's weird. It seemed more like a familiar.
No.
Great. You found the.
I think I may have insulted a magic practitioner somewhere.
Oh.
I guess that was not quite a corpse as much as it was a beast, a familiar.
Oh. And I look up at my my hummingbird's like, oh, that might not be good.
Hey, what do we do? What do we do?
Well-
What is that?
Whoever it belongs to, if they come at me, I will have words with them about aesthetics. Making something look evil is not necessarily the wisest choice for a caster.
That's true. That is very true.
Especially approaching strangers on the road.
Well, it
It didn't
doesn't.
approach you guys. It literally was just walking along the road. See you guys. And
It's
you go, huh?
He's all
And
crying.
just kept walking.
You're all
I
crying
felt
now.
approached.
Yeah.
I felt approached.
They were encroaching on my presence.
All right, stand my ground.
So, by the way, I am absolutely impressed with my
Oh, yeah.
spell. That was pretty good. So I'm just gonna kind of take it all in. You know, that's kind of the. But in the meantime, I'm gonna say, what did we do again? Because in essence, I got the gist that yeah. Again, I'm falling back on my teachings, being that they're so fresh in my head, anyways. That I am to understand that what we saw was against the principles of my.
Yes, no. So it's
when I say it's familiar, you're like, oh, maybe that's not quite.
yeah,
as bad.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because a big thing about Siltron is she wants people to pass on. So when you bind a spirit, for example, like a white, liches, vampires and stuff, she's not a fan of. She wants you to be in your ever resting place. Now, does she go to seek them out? Not so much. That's not her prerogative.
Right.
She's just like, you should really be in your resting place. Why are you evading death?
Right.
Or like, why are you evading the afterlife? Like, it's peaceful.
Yeah.
And so she doesn't, as I said, go out and hunt these undead creatures. That would be more of Brysol. That's her mother. That's the goddess of all life. She hates undead because they're apparent to her and they're an abomination in her eyes. The big thing about regular undead in this setting
Right.
is like skeletons and zombies. While dominionized through the spells, they're under your control. But once you let go of that control, the plane of negative energy is what actually takes over. And so the god of pretty much entropy and death, of death itself, is what kind of gains his assertness over it. Because it's his magic, his essence that kind of animates it.
Got it.
And it's your power that keeps it under your control. As soon as you lose control of it, that's when he can reassert control, and he uses those as kind of like his eyes and ears out into the material plane.
So in that situation, we have to. Okay, so it's okay to be able to just say that is a scenario where you cannot. No, what was I thinking? I was thinking, well, we'll see what Silitrom says. Basically, is what I'm saying is we'll see what that, and that casting aspect was. Well, let's see what she said. Oh, she said that.
She said they had to go.
See you later. Bye.
Yep. So
All
that,
right,
that is
so that's fine.
Yep.
Okay, good. I'm just making sure I didn't go against my own, but not be a total, fanatic. You know.
Where is it? Well, the good thing is that if it is a familiar, then it can be brought back by its user, and we did not do permanent harm.
Oh, all right.
I would say we keep our backs
Yes.
watched.
I'm sorry I overreacted.
Well, no, it was a joint effort. It looked very bad.
Yes, it did. Yes.
And then I think that's where we'll call it. We'll call it beginning of 6th day, the day outside of Keston.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
and well, thank you for joining us for session 1. Hopefully our other 2 players can be plopped into the story here. This is a good point for me to slap them in here, and I'll have to talk to them and get a little bit more out of them. But catch us next week. All right.
Yeah. Thanks for
Thanks for sticking it out. All right. Bye, guys.